There we go. God, it takes forever to remember how to do this. Hello, Kelly Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Watch this. Actually, I don't know where to put this, but I will keep. That's okay. We can wait. We're just beginning. Miss Kano is logging on. Does she have a clown car? Is she in a clown car on her trip? I am okay. It's been an okay day. How are you? Beep beep. Can't remember her password. Oh no. Twinkle Gaming. Hello, Landon. Welcome to the truth stream. We are just for a little bit. That's okay. We're here for a good time. If you fall asleep, then I hope you sleep good. What have I been up to all day? I was drawing for Art Fight. That was fun. Uh, Pretty much nothing beyond that. It's been one of those stare at the ceiling all day days. Ah, hell yeah. Twinkle is finally here. You did it! Yeah, woo! I've also been fighting some art. Congrats on remembering your password. Rock. KO person with the cool art. Landon, you're famous. Uh, my brand. Okay, let's begin. Because if we don't, I'm gonna sit here all day and just like start talking. Um, I had to make this fucking screen in Krita, by the way. I couldn't just like make a screen and have it type out stuff. I had to make an image that said this. Oh, where is the music? Did I? Oh, I forgot to unmute it when I was testing it. Oops. All right, let's go over the warnings just in case. Just in case. Punches the air. What did the air ever do to you, Twinkle? Okay, so the first one we're just gonna do it in order because it's usually meant to go in order. So what up, broski? Discussion of deaths, mention medical transition. Basically, he's just like, gave me asthma. You know what? That's fair enough. Discussion of government surveillance. There's a lot of like discussion of government surveillance in all of them. And then also Marines, but that has more like government enlisting, mention fires, talk of war, military, multiple eyes, fighting, explosion, talk of kidnapping, genetic testing. You know how it is. Nenten. Ah, oh, Nenten, my beloved. Give me one of 5, please. Oh, this is the special version, by the way. Oh, that doesn't look. There, just so it's like seeable. the the goblin strat applicable to this game. What does that mean? Um, there you go. Better than Feldies. Life alert, I fallen, I can't get up. Oh no, so someone better fucking help her. Um, this, this is, fuck, what was he saying? This is the special, like, my secret version because it has this. In the downloadable versions on itch.io, tags myself. There's only these 3, but because I'm working on this one, I have it here. So it is a secret until it's released. I'm working on it. I actually coded like yesterday. So it's coming along. insider info. Yeah, pretty much. All right. I also like making the little icons based on like what they like or like where they are. So like, What Up's got the mountains. Rain has like hay. Nenzi's is like a lock and key, and like it's about like feeling like they're in a box, and also they're a thief, so the little key thing. And then any Anna likes bubbles. The feet go off, please. All right. I need to find a good place to put this. Maybe it can go up in the middle. You guys see that? Is that good enough? Probably. Secret version of like. I can't get the mic splurge to go off, please. Alright. Today was not your day. Or your week. Or maybe even your month. Time was such an odd concept to you. Who invented it? Who was like, let's base our lives on a constant ring of numbers and went with that? The Yoinky Splinky? Like... God. In your opinion, time should be abolished. One bag loop. Is that Minchino? Good post. Time should be abolished. Speaking of abolished, actually, before I go on, this could take anywhere from like half an hour to an hour for like each route, depending on how much I talk, and if everyone wants to see all of the endings. Streamer's pet sugar glider. Oh hell yeah! I want all the endings. All right, we will go through them. If you ever have any questions about any of the characters, feel free to just say it in chat. All of the info. Speaking of abolished, your hive had burned down quite recently, and you'd lost not only your lucite, but all of your star maps, the aggressive wild plants that lived in your lawn ring and tapped on your windows at night, your stuffed animals, and a lot of stuff you were attached to, honestly, which super sucked because you love worldly possessions. Taking notes, please. This is protagonist. Michael didn't get the joke until she said it out loud. You would have called your friends about the whole situation to perhaps get a temporary spot to lay your head, but your palm husk had been lost to the flames as well. Which is such a shame, because you had so many glittered fetus spawn on Fetus Spawn Advance. Yeah, that's a Pokemon Go joke. And also, you didn't really have any friends, but that one was completely on you. You were just an indoor troll. Which couldn't happen anymore, since you had no indoors to really go to. The closest thing you could get was a bench at the park. Protagonist. This covers up. Yeah, please. Honestly, one of my greatest things. I fucking love making stupid troll names like that, where it's like it's just a word like circuitry board. What up, broski? How's it, broski? Syrup puddle. Jusky didding. Theirs is a little harder to say, but to be fair, they also changed their name. Twinkle? She's getting it, everybody. Gaspu emoji. Yeah, Jusky. Jusky's last name, like real last name, is Ddiнгg. So it is Jusky Didding. But they changed their last name. So it is not common knowledge. Oh my god. That name I just didn't realize. Oh my god. This is literally protagonist all over again. That's what you did. You'd walk to the park your Lucite used to take you to all the time when you were just a tiny little grub. Most of your memories here was getting a container to fill with river water, then pouring such water down the slide to create the ultimate slippy slide. Oh, Eugenius, please. I am trying my best. You miss doing that. If you had any sort of container, you totally would have done it too. The trees in the park were stretched as tall as you remember. They make faces at you, but in a sort of friendly way. You XP back at them. And then after that, you'd found an unoccupied bench and simply drifted to sleep under the trees, hoping the son of the tears wouldn't wake you up with a burn. Now, of course you can go down the troll slip and slide. The trees, my beloved. Vitirs is Latin for like ancient, as in the world is like very old. And also the old gods are referred to as ancient. So I thought that was fun. Yeah. Stop bullying each other in chat. Because that wouldn't be ideal, you know? Oh my god. It went down the side. Twinkle, did you start it? So it wouldn't be ideal, you know? Sun here compared to the other planet pieces is so hot. Sometimes you wished you were a snow troll or an ocean one. Even a cloud one would be cool. But to fly wherever you please. That's something that doesn't appear again. It stopped appearing in like session 3. Like it started around session 3, ended around just before session 4. But basically the worlds are split apart, and which implies that protagonist has like accidentally like time warped. Not time warped, but like spaced warped. She started it 10 years ago. You suppose when your wings would have the chance. You suppose then your wings would have the chance to burn up, considering you on Vatir's though. So being as you are right now is perfectly all right. Speaking of, maybe it was the sun that struck down your hive. You'll note them as a suspect. Your sleep hadn't exactly gone perfect. I mean, what were you expecting? It was definitely no bed. You'd woken up to a drone attacking you, claiming you were. Honestly, you don't know what it had said. You'd had a hard time hearing it in your moment of holy shit, it's aiming at me. You'd run for your life far into the forest at semi-friendly trees to avoid the drone. Those things really did pop out of nowhere, especially at the worst times. Protagonist, my beloved. You've gotten pretty far before you tripped, and then what? Hey, what the fuck? See if I can. I'm really just having a hard time with this fucking thing, aren't I? God, I fucking. This song is so like. I lost a file for it, unfortunately, but like. It's so simple, and it's. I've said it before, but it's so. It's supposed to reflect the fact that he's constantly making the same mistake over and over, and he's trapped within a loop of just being alone the rest of his life. Oh, yeah, all the backgrounds are done by Jude. Thank you, Jude. You open your eyes despite how heavy they feel. Your head is thumping along to a non-existent beat. Your eyes then take a minute to focus, but you make out a Goldblood crouched over you. Oh, fuck, you're alive. You sure hope so. You begin patting at your arms and stuff. Everything was still where it should be, thank goodness. He adjusts the blanket draped over his left side and moves back a little as you sit up and tap at your metal forearms. Not that that's a bad thing, I mean, you just fucking crash at like Mach speed and you're still alive? Wild. You genuinely disturb the animals around here. They're like, oh, fuck. The whole point is he's supposed to speak fast. Give 1 second. Ugh. You genuinely disturb the animals around here. They're all like, damn, what a ruckus, time to scream. Not the animals, sad face. Mistake time loop, yeah. Where's Jude? I don't know where Jude is. Probably busy or sleeping. Because aren't they in like EST? Isn't no hat, you know, in EST? I don't know. So it's like 11 at night for them or something. Not the animal sacrifice. You tell the animals you're sorry as your body catches up with what's happening. They also did the background for Lorraine's route. They've done 2 backgrounds in it. They're credited in the thing. I'll pop it up for anyone curious, but it is fruit.butch on tungle.com. And you already know their Instagram. 9/11. Or 11/19, sorry. Too early for sleep. Perhaps. I don't know if they still have school or anything, but you know. You're a little sore, but in one piece, luckily. Your head's a little rattled, but that's about it. You are feeling very okay at the moment. So are you like Houdini or some shit? Shake your head and stand. Oh, how you wish you were radical, Mr. Houdini, you tell him. He's faced towards you, but his head is tilted downwards. Houdini. Exactly. The surrounding area is very foresty. Tons of Vatir's tallest trees taunt you to get ever so closer, but you know what would happen if they got a hold of you. Thank you. I put a lot of thought into all of this shit. It's too much thought. So instead you watch from afar as they make faces at you. These faces were way different from the ones in the park. I'm not saying that out loud, Twinkle. XP to you too, mixed trees. Phasing back into this conversation, you ask him where you are, because honestly you have no idea. Oh, you're in the mountains, with me. Which one are we choosing? Which one are we choosing? Yeah, the joke is I'm not gonna say D's nuts out loud. Oh no, I did it. Anyway, should we go with the mountains or with you? Okay, with you. Yeah, me, I'm the only one that lives around here. Unless there's someone I'm missing, but I doubt that. Just me and my mom. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like in a cave nearby? You'd always wanted to live in a cave or go adventuring in one someday. He moves the blanket tied to his right shoulder a little again. It's very big around him. He's not a very big troll. What if Broski is canonically the smallest troll I have? He is 4'11", which is still taller than Twinkle. Yeah, I get that. I thought it'd be epic too, and now here we are. By half an inch. Or what is it? 5 inches? He jumps on the back of his heels and you blink. You point out he said that like he hadn't lived here his entire life. I actually used to live in the city. I haven't been a cave boy my entire life, unfortunately, but that's the way it is sometimes. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. A change of surroundings is always a neat thing. Not that you know. Where did he live before moving? There was no way he was a mountain troll. Vitiri's and I was so close to the Goth Palace. Goth Heiress, Goth Palace. Honestly, she was so fully dedicated to that aesthetic. Lots of respect, anyone that can do that. You nod. You also lived very close to the Goth Heiress, long may she live and prosper. If you were a Harris, you'd think you'd choose a different aesthetic, though. Nothing against hers, just not your thing personally. Yeah? Like what? You paused to think about it, actually. What would you choose? There really were so many things to choose from. You glance around a little as you stand up, and your eyes get caught on the moons tucking each other into bed after another night of hard work. Space Corps, you tell him confidently. Or maybe Plant Corps, is that one? You do like plants, but they're not very nice to you. One time you tried to feed one a sandwich you didn't like, and it tried biting off one of your prosthetics, but you get it, honestly. They were very hungry. Your neighbor had promised to make sure they were healthy and thriving, but apparently he'd lied. Silence. And he laughs, but not in the I'm making fun of you way, more in the surprised way. You ask him what's so funny about space, or plants. Was he laughing at the plants being mean to you? Did he know about the spaghetti-ified thing? Because if so, you don't blame him. That's such a funny concept. Hold on, I got a message on Discord. Spaghettification beam. It's just a fucking gif of Eric Andre. Thank you, Josh. There we go. He just snorts. Nah, none of that's funny. You just remind me of someone I knew. What? Who is he talking about? Please, you want to know how you come off to others so bad. Friend of mine. They wrestled and had their names submitted to name a star because they're such a space fan. I personally don't get it, but that's their thing. Man, what? You wish that was you. The star thing, at least. You don't know how good that you'd be at wrestling. Fair enough. Wrestling seems like a lot. My mom never let me enter worried I'd crack my teeth or something, but I have 3 rows, so it's like, what's there to lose? Not a whole fuck of a lot, you know? Pride? Not really. No, hold on, let's review that sentence. Your potential new friend had 3 full rows of teeth? Like a shark or something? He puffs up a little proudly. I guess so, lol. I don't know, my teeth just weren't done growing after 1 row. Good for them, though. Makes biting things way easier. 3 whole rows of teeth. That was so many. Too many for you, at least. You were perfectly okay with 1 set. Did they ever tell him about space, or their wrestling stuff, or was it just something they half-heartedly mentioned? Fuck yeah, they did. So often. Not complaining, by the way. They fucking adored space. They were super into wrestling, too. They never told me how they convinced their mom to let them come down to the main city, because they lived way up in the snowy mountains, you know? They really like the acting part of it, and being the center of attention, and I mean, good for them. I wouldn't be able to do that shit. You give him a grin and tell him, they sound very fun. You wish you had friends like that. What was their wrestling name? Assuming they did their matches in the same city, maybe you'd recognize them or something. Oh yeah, their name was Snow Leopard, because your Lucis was a snow leopard, but I don't know if it's out of spite because she said no, or if it's in honor of this cat thing. They never made it explicitly clear what the fuck was going on there. Before you continue, you come to a realization. He keeps talking about them like they're dead. Are they? Is that rude to ask? His composure immediately deflates. They're not dead. He pulls at his blanket again. And... oh, what? Did they not visit or something? No. That's not fun at all. Not even during wriggling days? Or what about Empress Day? Did they get together then? He grips the blanket this time. Shut up, it's none of your business. Faces away with his eyebrows furrowed, but your mouth is already running away from you. Oh god. Did they not want to see him? Was it for a specific reason? Did they live halfway around the planet and just couldn't see him, or they did not care in the first place? Did they still get in contact, or did they just pretend to forget him and then let their friendship fall? Those are for the worst outcomes, but shut the fuck up. You know nothing about Nenzi. Please. At fucking all. Of course they'd forget me easy, but that doesn't fucking mean it hurts any fucking less to hear. Especially from a fucking stranger in the fucking woods. In fact, you know fucking nothing about me either. You know nothing about you about me, and I don't want you to know shit because I don't exist. Town's back the way you fucking came. You open your mouth to retract every little thing you just said, or apologize, anything at all, but he's already turned around walking off into the trees. You reach out a hand in debate calling out to him, but you think you've said enough. At least the fucking, you died screen pops. Protagonist is a mage of space, for context. Alright, we're gonna go with the mountains this time. Yeah, you know, the mountains. Shitty internet, no neighbors, no shitty system, unfortunate lack of mac and cheese and chalky milk, but there's so many rocks. Not cool rocks, though, just regular rocks. Super boring regular rocks. What Up will take a no fucking shit from you. Like, he'll be polite if he has to, but he'll be mean. You smile. Regular rocks can be pretty cool, you tell him. I'll give them both rocks, finally. I guess so, but I don't know. You see a rock once and go, yeah, that's a little rock, and move on. You suppose that's true. You used to collect rocks, actually. Well, specifically crystals. They were very pretty to look at, and you think some genuinely brought you good luck. Yeah, I bet. Everyone's got their own collectioning stuff, I suppose. Yeah, you guess so. You knew a few people who collected sea glass and strings and arcade tokens. Cool. And bouncy balls and spider rings and videos of this one GrubTube channel that stopped uploading. He just pulls some hair out of his face. Plenty of cool things. Uh-oh, wait, he looks bored with this conversation already. Quick, you have to think of something. What was he doing up so late? The sun was about to rise after all. He snorts. Listen, I appreciate the effort and all, but that's none of your business. Fair enough. Then, was it just him out here? Me and my mom, that's it. She's like the biggest fucking bat you'll ever see, too. You can't miss her. That sounds awfully lonely. Although that's coming from you, but you don't think you can go very long without at least seeing the ice cream troll at the park. She was your most favorite person ever. She always knew what you liked. Don't tell that to the Empress, though. It's not actually that bad. You suppose if you're used to it, then it wouldn't be. You ask him if any of his quadrants visit him up here. He doesn't move. What? Like a red maid or pale maid, you know? He folds his arms despite there being no sprite for that. That's a running joke also. Lamau, I don't do red. Pale I don't have. I don't do black either, so clubs is also immediately taken out. What Up is arrow ace, for context. Give him this right. I also have an unfinished one of him, like, drinking juice. Oh, so he really was just by himself out here. Man. Okay, my turn. Do you ever wonder if the reason you like being alone isn't because you actually like it, but because you just got used to it? Or do you do it to get away from everyone's expectations? That's a good question. You scratch your neck while your brain catches up. He speaks fast. You suppose if someone were born alone, you'd be used to it? What does he give him juice? he does love juice. That's the fruit bat joke. He pauses for a second, as if he was going to respond to that, but then he stops. He's listening. Juiced. Mom's calling, son's coming up soon. What? You didn't hear anything at all. Duh, I don't expect you to hear ultrasonic sounds. What? Echolocation shit, lol, my mom's a bat. Been over this. Do you wanna... He makes a motion like he's asking you to go with him. You nod furiously and say yes at least 3 times before you realize before you freeze and realize how super uncool you sound. You clear your throat, go with a very clear, concise, sure, why not? Silence. Like dead silence. Then he bursts out laughing. You're funny. Come on. What? Okay, not one to hesitate. Lie. You follow him as he turns and you both head deeper into the forest. He's making sounds with his mouse like a sort of clicking. You don't say anything though, and instead watch for the trees. The trees actually almost look as if they're parting away from him. Maybe he was a tree whisperer, and they highly respected him. Or maybe the only thing to eat out in the mountains was tree bark and they were afraid? You decide you don't actually want to know. And you keep your eyes out in the blanket, trailing behind him like a cape. Protectingness to my beloved. They're a little silly. Capes were super cool. You were genuinely thinking about getting one for yourself before everything that's happened within the past however long. Speaking of, did he know how long you were passed out for? Not long. I heard you crash and found you pretty quick, so maybe like 10 minutes, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, what's your name? I never even asked. You tell him your name and ask him what his is, since this usually goes both ways. Oski works. Oski it is. A side of the mountain comes into the full view and Oski ducks into a hole. You follow after him. Climbing through a bunch of rocks, you try your best to follow him, but he really doesn't make much noise at all. Like, at all. After a moment, you hear another click. There he is. Ta-da! You don't want to be rude, but you can't see anything. Wait, hold on, I'll get the light. You probably need that, yeah. There's a shuffling noise as you wait in place so you don't trip over any rocks or anything. You don't want to get hurt. He flicks a light switch on the cave wall. How the hell did he get electricity up here? It's my own, but like backed up or whatever, you know. My mom made me this thingy I hold, and when I get too overlighted and sigh, I just blast away and it keeps my computer running. Speaking of computer, you glance over to it. He had a full gamer chair and everything. There was actually quite a few things out and about despite being a cave. And Wi-Fi. How? Wi-Fi rocks. The Wi-Fi is in the rocks. There was a cubed game plugged into an extension cord along with a TV placed on top of a wooden stand. Looked like it also held some books in there. A small piece of carpet sat right near it, and a very chewed up looking couch. It looked pretty comfy despite the obvious 3 sets of teeth bites. There was a wooden cabinet near his computer and 2 different continuing tunnels, not including the one you just came through, but you couldn't see where those went. So this is my cave. Make yourself at home, I guess. There's not a lot here, but it's enough for me. You tell Oski you like his cubed game and gamer chair. He clearly had his own aesthetic going on here. Well, thanks. Had it flown in all special. Got mail out here? No, Lamau, I brought it with me when I left the city. I was fucking with you. Fucking wish I got mail out here. Do you know how easy it'd be to collect Sonic figurines? You collected Sonic figurines? Yeah, cabinet full of them over there. Don't touch, it's mine. Cubed game. Yeah. Listen, I wrote it and I was like, I don't know if I'm able to legally reference the GameCube, so I'm just gonna put cubed game. You promised him you won't touch it. You wouldn't want anyone touching your rock collection, so you completely get it, honestly. One time your loose I moved your entire collection of rocks, you'd freaked out a little, so. Damn, lol, that sucks. Oh. Mouse. Oh shit, it reminds me. One sec, I'll BRB, gotta see if mom's home. Watch my shit. Which, oh, we're doing the what up route. Hi, Jude. This is the what up route. Twinkle is my #1 fan. So I was like, sure, I'll stream my games. Betty, my beloved. That's what up's mom's. Which we already got the bad ending, and now we are en route to either get the good ending or the neutral ending. This is true, that's my spot. He leads down one of the tunnels, clicking his tongue as you stand there. Was this friendship, watching his stuff while he looks for his mom? He doesn't come back for a minute, then 2, then 3. You get a little bored of waiting and decide to get a closer look at what games and books he had in his TV stand. So you kneel down to sneak a peek. After all, he just said to watch his shit, right? You'll just get a closer look, because you're watching up close. You pull out a blue cover, but a pink one comes right out with it and spills its contents everywhere. Tons of pictures litter the ground. There's plenty of Oski and many, many more of a bronze and an olive blood. The bronze looks familiar to you, but you don't know from where. These emojis are fucked. I've never used Twitch in my life. It's so fucking funny. Froggy. They look like those pictures that automatically printed, but you had to shake it in the air for a minute so they could buffer or whatever. Pictograph? Hell if you knew. You begin to pick them up and tuck them back inside, but can't help flipping a few over. Dear What Up, I can't stand your guts, I hope you know. Ryan Joson. Well, that was a little odd. It was What Up. Was it an inside joke, or was the bronze or olive What Up? Were they pale? It sounded more like a pitch thing, but the diamond was confusing you because he said he didn't have a pale mate or do pitch. Did he lie to you? I mean, he get it, you just mad and everything, but lying always feels bad to you. Was he What Up? You have no idea, but since he had introduced himself as Oski, you're going to assume that's his preferred name. You shouldn't be looking at this stuff, but you can't help it. Pictures of the olive and arm wrestling contest, pictures of the bronze blood and Oski floating in the air with psionics. He looked way different back then, but you could tell it was still him. Same little fangs and clothing style. He looked much happier in these moments, but who's to say? You didn't really know the guy well. Pictures of him doing the diamond with the bronze blood, so you safely assume this is a pale quadrant, or was, at least. There's a couple of the cerulean that keeps popping up in the back, but they're never in a proper picture with any of them. These are so odd. You feel like you just walked in on something you shouldn't have seen, but you wanted to know. You really did. You press the pictures neatly back into the book then back into the shelf like nothing ever happened. Right in between is Sonic Hedgehog Adventure 2 and Fight in the Streets, 7. Mom's not home. What are you doing? You jump what feels like to the ceiling because you hadn't heard him come back. He really was super light on his feet. Or maybe you'd been so involved in looking at his secret stuff that you hadn't heard him come back. Sounds like you found something. Haha, yeah, you did. You just been looking at its games and books and... Don't be shy, pick one. Here, we'll even save it. I almost fucking quit. Lie. Alright, I am inclined to go lie because Miss Killy says so, but if anyone else would like to put in their input. The sad face! Why does it look like that? Okay, we're gonna go lie to him. You tell him you were just having a look at the games and books he had under his TV stand. Then you ask him what his favorite thing about Sonic Hedgehog Adventure 2 was. He grins and gets serious again. What's your opinion on Sonic Hedgehog? You feel bad for lying to him, so you decide to be honest with him this time. You tell him you think Sonic is really cool, but you never really got to play his games, nor did you know much about him. That's cool, any troll that respects him gets my respect. I have a bunch more Sonic games, but they're in my closet. Speaking of closets, Sonic is also definitely gay for Shadow. The Ace headcanons for Sonic I love because, you know, relatable content, but also, I don't know, man, they're gay. It's okay. There's a... It's a game, it's meant to be played. It's okay, we already got the sad ending. The sad ending was the one where it's like, he fucking leaves you there. You not ask your Shadow is as you stand up and pretend you saw absolutely nothing. Holy fucking shit, you don't know anything about Sonic for real, huh? I thought you were just being like, nah man, I don't know that much, but secretly you know lots. But man, now I gotta fill you in. But first, I want you to open this case. He takes a couple steps over near his computer. You look up at the wooden cabinet and reach for the handle, no hesitation. You trust him. If only he trusted you. It creeps open and holy fucking shit. He had a full cabinet case of Sonic Hedgehog merch. But not just any merch. The recolored, clearly not made by a company merch. You don't even know what to say. I know, right? Breathtaking. I like to make sure everyone admires the fuck out of my Sonic third-party merch. And I don't blame you for being speechless, my collection is super fucking impressive. Please direct your attention to him. He picks up a little plush with ripped stitches and a repainted tag from the middle bottom. The only thing you can get your mouth to say is, where the hell did he find all this stuff? Look at him, he's only got one shoe on. He's got one shoe. He's so small. He picks up a little plush with ripped stitches. Oh, I said this one, yeah. Actually, you'd be surprised, to be honest. This shit's everywhere. God, do I love it. He's still only got one shoe on. Where did it go? He lost it. What a good little guy. He begins pulling things out one by one and placing them on the floor. You watch him do so because you don't want to break anything. You already feel like you broke past some sort of line that shouldn't have been crossed, you know? And this is Tail. That's a nickname for his actual name because he was bullied for his tails. You're oohing and awing at the cardboard cutouts, the clay models, the plushies, and all the lore he begins to tell you, like about this grub tuber that dubbed over the cutscenes doing improv, which he promises to show you right after he gets to the actual lore out of the way, so you're not left out of loop, which you appreciate. Napcube, my beloved. But you still can't help wondering about those pictures. You have so many questions, and the guilt of lying continues to crawl up your spine. But he looks so happy just talking about something he loves. So you sit in the back of your mind and let this ending be about him, even if it is short-lived. This is the neutral ending. The words in the back is the fucking, the Eggman saying, "I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker." Yeah, exactly. Who pissed on my wife. Alright, now we can use the load function. I never use it. There's fucking, like... Alright, tell him the truth. You bite your lip, then decide to be honest with him. Completely and utterly honest. You tell him you'd been looking at his bookcase and a photo album and slipped out and dropped pictures, and you'd look through them when putting them back out of curiosity. You keep your tone the same while telling him all about it, but you feel so completely awful about it in the first place. It's not a good way to start a friendship. You follow some cracks in the ground with your eyes because you can't look at him while you speak. You finish and there's silence. Nothing. No hum of a computer or zap of a faulty cord or anything. But then finally he speaks. So you figured out my name then? It wasn't really important to you because to you he was Oski, assuming that's his preferred name. It's not my exact preferred one, but you'll have to promise not to laugh if I tell you it. Why would you laugh at a name he liked to be called? I don't know, man. I don't know you all that well, obviously, and my automatic reaction is to not tell anyone because this jackass used to bully me over it. I mean, fuck that guy. He sucked. Super awful incel bitch. Saying it still makes me a little, you know? Like he's listening or some shit. He's gonna jump out of nowhere, call me a femoid, and mispronounce my name terribly to make fun of me. You hold up your pinky and tell him you'll pinky promise not to laugh at all. Redditor. Yeah, literally. He brings up his own pinky after a minute, and you both shake on it. Alright, my full name is What Up Sonich Broski. Oh, you see where he got the Oski from. You take his hand back and shake it. Yeah. All of my OCs are transgender, like, canonically. I think I've said this before, but all of them will mention it, or at least, like, be like, leave mentions to it. Listen, I'm making the rep we need. I'm making the rep I want to see, and they're all trans. No, like, all of them will mention, like, oh yeah, I'm trans, or like, it's not just like, oh, in the background, it's like, maybe they're trans. Why is trans centered for me? What? Oh my god. Only trans people can say transgender. I don't know. Nice to meet you, What Up, broski. You reintroduced yourself like the first one hadn't happened at all. It'd be alright to call him What Up now, right? Yeah, I'd prefer that, thanks. To be honest, I forgot those pictures were even down there. Kinda thought I lost him and was totally beating myself up about it. Those were his friends then? Did they ever visit? Nah, lol. Lol, but like in the sad way. They don't even know I'm still alive. What? Holy fuck, what? How? What happened? You're so lost right now. keep time, please. Yeah, okay, I'll drop my lore into someone I just met. I feel like playing God today. But only if you're cool with me talking about it. You tell me you absolutely are. Emotions do nobody any good when they're all bottled up. Yeah, if you're sure. Basically, I had an accident, left this Dr. Person's hive that I just tried robbing from when I went home and was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I was freaking the fuck out because my vision was just like leaving me at the time. So I was like, Mom, let's permanently take a trip to the mountains. This shitty system treats me awfully anyway. And I hopped on her back and we flew off to the mountains. That was almost a sweep ago at this point. Maybe longer. I can't remember. Everything's way more peaceful out here when you're dead to the government. It sounds so lonely. Just him and his mom? You're sure his Lucy is a lovely lady, but being alone with your thoughts that long must be awful. And how exactly was he dead to the government? They weren't gonna come out here this far to get him? Yeah, lol, it sucks, but I'd rather it this way. Got my chip taken out by that doctor troll when they took my tits off. Betty, my wife. What if it's your mom's single? Please. When they took my tits off. He's a funny little man. It was really weird. They were like, hey, if I find your chip in there, do you want it out? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want it out. I hate that thing. Feeding my secrets to the government and shit. And, you know, since they feed on your body's energy, it broke, and now I'm dead to the system. Holy shit. That was a lot to take in. Why did even chip in the torso? Yours was on your leg. You assumed everyone had it there. That's so funny. Maybe there's like a setting, because I can see it just fine. It's... No, okay, so basically when you're hatched and get through the caves or whatever, they tuck the little chip in a skin flap after putting you in the system, right? Whatever happens when you pupate is it... How do I describe this? It slides around a bunch and it's different for everyone. One of my friends has it in her left arm, another had it right near their abs, which I used as an excuse to wear crop tops all the time. Which honestly is smart as fuck. You agree that does sound really smart. If you'd been chipped in the stomach, you'd do the same thing. Yeah, lol. Kinda fucked they have us tracked all the time anyway. Like, just let me get lost. Use Find My Palm Husk if you need me. But call it, like, Find My Gold Blood. Actually, I'm not a fan of that idea. I'm just spitballing. They'd probably do that, but call it, like, Find My Ship, since gold's usually, like, merged with ships, you know? Gold Blood, what? You didn't know very much about the system. You ask him to maybe explain a little more? Damn, you got it way less than me. Blah blah, we're used as a battery power, right? So to stop us from escaping, we merge with ships, and after we do that, the only way out is to die. Like IRL. He frowned. You really don't like this where this conversation headed at all. Goldblood's having to dedicate their bodies, psionics, and basically their whole lives to the government. You can't stand it here. Nenzi, my little meow meow, please! I played through Nenzi's route with Josh, and they did Nenzi's voice, and all they did was like fucking ooh speak the entire time. It was so fucking funny. And now I can't read it any other way. Lol, me either. Wanna know something more fucked up? Current Empress fell in love with a psionic, and now they're in her shit. You feel bad for that Goldblood. For all of them, it sounds like a terrible fate. They were a Tailblood. How did that work, you question him? You've been taught only Goldbloods have had psionics. Because it's become way more common recently, but that's not the truth. They just show up when they feel like it, to be honest. I don't know if there was ever an explanation for it. If you have them, you have them. Ironically, a Teal Psionic told me about the whole Empress thing. Plus, some Golds don't have Psi. So it's like, don't generalize. I don't know, man. You apologize. You now know more than just one caste can have it, and you promise not to generalize a blood color again. Well, you type color weird. Like with a U? Funny stuff. You don't know what he's talking about. Never mind, topic switch. Want some juice? You think for a second. You are very thirsty now that you think about it. Listening to him talk about random things and made you forget how much you probably needed a drink. Funny stuff. The whole point is all of my characters are very self-aware. It appears so much more in my comic because there's actually like them constantly like breaking the fucking fourth wall, but all of them are very self-aware. Gets my notebook, please. He'd love some juice, you tell him. He walks over to one of the extra tunnels and you follow a few steps behind. It's just a small dead end with an older looking stovetop, fridge, and a couple counters. He reaches into the fridge and tosses a box at you. You fumble it a little bit. You butt fumble it a little bit. Get a hold of it. Strawberry kiwi sounds like a good flavor. You poke it open with a straw and take a sip. He's got his own too, despite there also being no Sprite for that. He's got his own too, despite there also being no Sprite for that. Is it the fruit bat joke? Butt bumble. It's so funny. Yeah, it's a fruit bat joke. You blink a little in surprise. Did you say that aloud, or could he just read your thoughts? He just grins at you. It's silent for the first time in a while. Well, besides the slight noise of the straws slurping, but that doesn't count. As you look around his little cave, you try to think of something to mention or to talk about, but you're kind of blanking. What did you even talk about? You recount in your head. Picture guilt, government chips, psionics. Oh, you got it. You ask him what he does up here for fun. Play games and pretend I'm in the void. Can you tell he's a void player? You ask him if he plays with his friends at all, like ones he'd met online or different from the one that think he's gone. No. Don't have anyone to play with. But it's whatever, lol. It's whatever? He really thought the ideal with Path was letting his friends think he's dead and living alone in the mountains with just his Lucai and his thoughts? He didn't regret leaving at all? He laughs. No, actually. He covers a sob with his laugh. I regret it every day of my fucking life, dude. But it's way too late to go back now, because by now I'm completely sure they've forgotten me and found new friends, better ones that make them laugh and watch their streams and go to their wrestling matches, taller ones that treat them well and can express how they actually feel instead of going, "I can't stand you," when you want to tell them how much they mean to you. He stops but keeps his mouth open as if he wants to say more. Also, getting a new chip would be a bitch, haha. He closes up while grabbing at his blanket and slouching into himself for Jesus Christ. He closes up while grabbing at his blanket and slouching into himself seemingly for comfort. Even if I had the chance, I wouldn't want them to know where I am. You look at him sadly. Where do you even begin? You wring your hands together as you speak. It's obviously his choice to stay hidden, but the fear of being known is what allows people to flourish, isn't it? Being known means people look at things and go, "Hey, that reminds me of my friends." Whenever they looked at Sonich, you bet all your marbles they thought of him. There's no way they'd be able to forget a friendship like that so easily, considering how highly he talked about them. You don't have many friends, but even you could recognize how much he cared about them. I guess so. I'm not ready to be known. You sit silently for a little while. You can slightly hear the sound of running water. Honestly, you really don't know what to tell what up. The emojis, please. Bad moment, Twitch frowny face. Sometimes they text me on VChat. They tell me about their lives and they say they miss me. It's been a while since they did that though. I assume they're over it. The fact they did it at all proves they still think of him, right? That's too much to be thinking about. Also, that's enough lore dump. I'm so mysterious and cool. You want to play Sonich Adventure 2 with me? Oh, was he sure? Was he done talking? Yeah, I've said enough. Now I'm on a distraction, so do you want to play or not? You've never played before, but you're willing to give it a shot? You don't think you'll be the best player, though. Sick, okay, and I mean it's way better than memorizing the stages and going off sound cues, lol. He heads over to his cube game while you take a seat on his torn-to-bits couch. So many bites line at Stitches. You sit the whole conversation you just had on the back burner because you're more focused on the fact he'd memorized a game? Was that possible? He clicks his tongue, then takes a seat beside you while offering you a controller. You take it from him carefully as the title screen music begins to start up. You have honestly no idea what you're getting into, but when you glance at him to your left, he's humming along to whatever's happening on screen and smiling like in those pictures. Blank like the void, please. No, you're right. Also, I used to carry a blanket around every day from like 10th grade to 12th grade until I graduated, because it was comfy, and so I just like projected it onto him and gave it to him. You think this is friendship? Hey, thanks for listening to all my shit, lol. You didn't have to do that. Don't be silly. You were perfectly okay with letting him let out his feelings. There were clearly a lot going on there. Not for long. Watch this. No more thinking. You nod and turn your attention back to the screen with a smile. You think this was definitely friendship. We did it. I need to get some water. My voice hurts. 1 second. Don't say anything funny while I'm gone. Holy shit, Twinkle got him. Pudding like from Tokyo Mew? Oh fuck, I thought I spilled water all over my fucking laptop charger. I was worried for a second. Anyway, any thoughts? I'm gonna say a bad word. Oh god. Ass. Do you have any thoughts before we go to the next one? Here, I'll put it to this. So. Thank you. Thank you. All of my characters are very sad. They've all got something going on. I want more. There is more. What up, my boy? He's just a little guy. Just a little guy. My beloved. Most of these are made like in a very specific order, so like I do one and then I go on to the very next and the very next and the very next. You know? Moraine, my beloved, this is hers. They're all in a very specific order so that because all of them haven't like met, so like What Up doesn't know like fucking Dechia or like Tensu exactly, but Moraine, playlist, please. I tried so hard. So the way it connects is like through people they know, so like it goes What Up, then Moraine because they were pale together. Moraine then goes to Nenzi because they're in reds, and then it goes on to Eniana from Nenzi because they are coloring buddies. They hang out sometimes and they just like draw. And sometimes they go grocery shopping together. Please, please, Jusky. Thank you. I'm trying so hard. Yeah, every time I hear Stitches by Shawn Mendes on the fucking radio, I get whiplash because I'm like, uh-oh. 2012 stuck would absolutely be like, wow, that's the Jusky song. Okay, are we ready? I'm gonna go. Your brain was full of Sonic the Hedgehog today. Your new friend What Up had taught you all you needed to know about him, and now the information was swimming in your head with no signs of stopping. It's like, it is Whiplash! Fucking, I was at work the other day and it came on the radio while I'm just like cleaning, and I literally like stopped. And I was like, oh my fucking god. Needed to stop having relationship issues while you're on the palm husk with your dentist. Cosplay Musically John Help. Musically isn't even please. Musically is gone. It's been gone for so long. You said goodbye to him a few hours ago when the moons had begun to rise once again. You don't know where you're going next, but you knew you needed to get back into town. You were considering going back down your old street actually, to see if anything at all had been left behind in your things, but that meant climbing down an entire mountain first. Well, not the entire thing, but it still took you a couple hours to get anywhere in your town. You swear it wasn't that long of a run up here, but maybe that had been the survival instinct kicking in. At like 7 inches feeling. It's God. Once you think about how your characters would get treated in 2012 on Tumblr, you just can't go back. Hold on, Bella wants in. Maybe she wants to play a game. She knocked at my door because like she'll come to my door and just like scratch at it, and I opened it and then she ran away from me. What the dog doing? He's ding dong ditching me. Either way, you'd gotten down eventually. However, since you'd been up all morning and had gotten little to no sleep the night before, you were exhausted. So you'd stopped on a grassy hill, still far enough away from the city, and let yourself rest. The grass was golden and crispy from the sun. The lights of the city beamed in both the moon's light. Before you knew it, you were asleep. Your dreams this time seemed endless. There was nothing here but you. Not that your dreams before had been any different. You always seemed to just be floating completely out here in a sort of space, with nobody but yourself for company. For the first time in ever, honestly, you hear a voice. You need to wake up. Someone that sounded just like your Lucis is whispering in your ear. You spin around. You don't see anything. Space goes on forever. What were they hiding? How you wish to see your Lucis one last time. It's time for you to get up. You keep spinning, nothing in all directions. You didn't want to get up yet. You had to find your Lucis. Hey. Z, can't hear you. Looking for your Luci now. Hey! You open your eyes drowsily. I think that's a funny word. A bronze blood is crouched down and shaking you lightly, but stops when she notices you're conscious. This protagonist classspect is a mage of space. Top 5 song, please. Hub 1, please. This background's also done by Jude. Thank you, Jude. Based. I swear there's never a good place to put my fucking chat. She notices you're conscious. Her worried face changes almost immediately. Jam me the fuck out, please. I think your theme is so fun. I put a bunch of like harps and like fucking noises. I don't know how to describe them, but you can hear them. Because she's a mage of hope. So the whole point is that it's supposed to be like, ooh, she's got a big destiny with like some sort of troll religion. Your art teacher better have liked it. It's so good. There you are. I thought you died outside my hive and was preparing myself to call the drones again to come get you. You what? That implied this had happened before? She just smiles wider. Someone's avoiding the question. You sit up. You really need to stop sleeping on the ground. You look up to the troll in front of you, who's gotten up and is offering you a hand. You take it and she helps hoist you up to her feet. Your feet. She looks oddly familiar to you. Hi. Why are you sleeping on the ground? You shake your head to clear your previous thoughts, like your mind is an etchy sketchy or something. You used to have one of those. You loved it so much and then you lost it somewhere. You explained to her your situation after a moment. You'd been running from a drone and gotten driven in the mountains, where you'd spent a day hiding from the sun and then came back down the mountain. All in one breath. What is the censored thing? All Jude said was, "Destiny to kiss me, please." In reference to Moraine. The Joe sons, my beloveds. Oh, so you're headed back into town then? You nod. You don't know what you'll do exactly, but fuck. You nod. You don't know what you'll do exactly, but that had been the plan. You knew it best, and by best it actually wasn't that well at all, since you never got out. You know how it is. Maybe I'll get another grass nap first, though. Her eyes seem to widen at that. Fair enough, but you should sleep on the other side of the field then. It's got much softer grass compared to this side. At least that's what my mom says. Something seems to click. Million, text me back, baby girl. Oh. Oh, Million. Oh. Million, my beloved. For some context, Million is session 4 Josun. There's like 5 sessions. The 5th session is the one we focus on. But in session 4, there was like her most recent ancestor. Marie's most recent ancestor. Her name was Million. She was a Sylph of Hope. She fucking died. All of a sudden she was talking. She was like talking to this one character who was in love with her, and she was in love with them, and then fucking she was like, okay, I have to go do this very important thing, and then fucking died, and then they never got closure. It's a mess to explain verbally, but had a lot to do with the religion thing too. I've checked out of no, legitimately, like their ancestor came down from the fucking heavens and was like, I don't like your vibes. Choke. Just like fucking killed her, like crushed her. This entire area was hers. She nods as you look around amazed. There was so much tall, crispy grass. This was so much land. And just for her? Just for me. The government can't do shit here. Really? You thought they technically had power to do anything they wanted. It was in every contract they made you sign when you couldn't read. Oh yeah, apparently I'm super important, so when I ask for something, they just give it to me. Important as a bronze blood? That was a new concept to you. Why exactly was she important to them if they always insisted low bloods were expendable? Do you know about how the world was created? You think for a minute, then shake your head. Not really, no. The Big Bang? She laughs at that. Not even close. Okay, I'll make this quick. A long time ago, these trolls played a game and created the universe and all of the tiers as we know it. A bunch of troll types like the Cloud and Mountain variants were created when the gods were fighting and split off from the planet. Even then, they're kind of almost extinct. Anyway, guess who's a descendant of one of those trolls? Who asked if it was her. It's me! So they basically give me what I want if I put in a good word with my ancestor, whatever that means. But in return, I have to stay here. Well, I have to stay here either way, but, you know. Bella's back again. 1 second. He's decided to come hang out. Asked the family wanted to go to the Creationist Museum in Kentucky. What? I'm so lost. She had to stay here? Man, life as a god's descendant must be super uncool. Super uncool. You ask for her name, or if she prefers being called Savior or something like that. She shakes her head. I'd really rather if you didn't. I get enough of that as it is, and I hate it. She sticks a hand out to you for you to shake. My name's Maureen Josun. All of a sudden you recognize her. In the pictures her hair had been a bit longer, but this no doubt was the Maureen who'd signed off on so many of What Up's pictures. They'd been pale, they'd been best friends, and here she was standing in front of you. Your head is sort of swimming, you don't know what to do. Is something the matter? No, you apologize, it's totally just a sleepiness. Oh, yeah, fair, I mean I did just wake you up in my backyard. Who are you? Should we tell her that we met What Up, or should we introduce ourselves? Sony's a flat earther, ironically, but it's unironically. If you told Yuslo the fucking world was flat, they would believe you. They'd be like, I don't see why anyone would lie on the internet. Let's introduce ourselves. Alright. Nobody else have any input? And there's 5 of you here. I can see all of you. Hi, Academy Impossible and Commander Brute. Okay if you don't want to talk, but I know you're here. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Introduce. Help, we've been spotted. Alright, we are going to introduce. You introduce yourself to her and ignore your instinct to say you know about her already, because that would be weird, but you don't like lying. Conflict. Nice to meet you. Did you see the male troll at all? You shake your head. You'd only seen her, a completely different troll you hadn't met or known about before this meeting right here now. No ma'am. My mail's never on time. Which isn't the mail troll's fault, but man, I wish I got mail earlier. Can't stand the government. You look around as she says that nervously. Could she say that? She watches you as you do this like it's not natural. Don't worry, it's a joke. I get away with a lot, surprisingly. Just stick it with me. You nod a little and swallow your nervousness. Me and Twinkle, I'm brainstorming. Also, I'm jamming to the best songs. Please. I'm really glad you guys like my stuff. I have a lot of fun making it. And as soon as I'm less burned out, I will make more. And these guys are on my brain constantly. Understandable. I hope your brainstorming is going well. Literally your #1 fan. Please. #1 fan. Holy shit, #1 like from Kids Next Door? I'm not bald though. Please. #4 was always my favorite. I don't want to be bald. I'm like number 3 or 4 because I'm not gonna uproot Josh at #2. Do you need some shoe polish? Some shoe polish for that? Oh my god, it's so funny. What did she order that was taking so long? I like 3. 3 was also so good. I loved #3, I loved #4, I loved #5, loved #2. #1 was like, eh, he was like the main character. I didn't really relate to him as much, but I thought they were all like, so good. Baldi, please. Like basics? Like Baldi's basics? I ordered a game my friend suggested me and it's been like 3 months. 3 months? Just for 1 piece of mail? Right? It's such bullshit! Fuck, the whole government is required to go through your mail to avoid any attempts on the descendant's life. I want to play games that are like 20 years old. If the game has poison on it and I die, that's on me. That's my fault. She huffs and plays with the ends of her sleeves like she's calming herself down. She seems to have a lot of things going on. Do you like any games? You tell her you played Fetus Spawn Advance a lot and had recently played a bunch of Sonic Hedgehog games. She laughs. Sounds like some of my friends. You'd probably get along with them. You don't know which friend she means for Fetus Spawn Advance, but you had a feeling the Sonich was for What Up. Whatever she feels like saying that. Whatever she feels saying that, she covers up pretty well though. What's your favorite Spawn? You tell her it was probably one of the ones based off a star, or maybe the horse one, or the snake, or the mouse, or... Okay, baby, choosing a favorite was hard. That's okay, there's hundreds of them. It's gotta be super hard to choose just one. Something seems to dawn on her as if she remembered something. Or something else plot convenient like that. You do like stars. Congrats. I just remembered something. Sorry to cut this short, but Nenzi should be on break now. On break? Nenzi? You just blink at her. Yeah, on break. They have a specific match schedule, so they should be free for like 10 minutes before the next one. You're a little lost because of lack of context, but you can't even ask because she's already turning around and heading back to her cottage. Was this the wrong path? She hasn't turned around to look into it all. She's still just headed inside. But you'd respected What Up's wishes. Was this really the end of the route already? Where did you fuck up? There was no way there were 2 fuck-ups in one choice, right? Hey, silly, are you coming inside with me? Oh. You nodded and she starts heading down the path again, this time with you on her heels. Not actual heels. She doesn't wear heels. Not that you could tell, since the sprite only goes down to like her waist or so. And you'd only figured that out because you can hit H and see full sprites. I'm the funniest person alive. Anyway, she opens the door and leads you inside. You look around a little. She immediately goes and opens up an older looking laptop. You like her art on the on her like on the back? It's a smiley face, an eldritch angel god, and the sky. You try to think of a question to ask her as she types, but you can't really think of anything, so you just look around instead. There's plenty of plants and a couple bug terrariums everywhere, along with, is the word loft? Either way, her bed was higher up on a half-second floor. There's a bunch of paintings of skies at different times of days, tons of trees bunch of paintings of the skies at different times of day, tons of the trees you'd left earlier when coming in the mountains, and far-off shots of the city lights. They're all pretty cool, but that's it. Like she was asked to stand in one spot only and paint what she could see. Like she was completely hive-bound, stuck here. Gabriel the Angel. Alright, Miss Kelly is the angel. Winkle's gonna be the stars. That means, Jude, you have to be the gay smiley face. I'm gonna be the couch. You look over at her and she's still just smiling at her laptop, probably talking to whoever Nenzi was. I'm already out of water. Some of these characters' routes, like the music, some of their music, some songs loop and some don't. And it has a lot to do with how their character arcs go. So while What Up's, it was a loop because he kept feeling like he was trapped within the same cycle of like being alone. There's nothing he can do about it. All he can do is like sleep, play games, and eat. Moraine is more like, the whole point is that it's supposed to be upbeat, but it loops, and there's like a softer like I don't want to be here to it because she's stuck in her like house. She wants to leave so bad, but she can't, and it really like grinds on her psyche. No more Wawa. I miss you, What Up, please. What up, my beloved? I wonder how she feels about that. Sorry, I'm not being a very good host right now, am I? She doesn't look away from the screen and continues to type, but she seems to be directing that towards you. You tell her it's perfectly okay. You don't know what a good host was anyway. You didn't get out much. That seems to catch her attention. Really? I'll be the best host right now to show you how it's done. Would you like a drink? Tea? Water? Juice? Oh, you tell her water would be fine. She leaves her laptop open and walks over to what you assume is her kitchen since it has a stove and everything. Like how the Halloween theme in 5-4 is in 5-4, so it seems endless and freaky. Kind of, yeah. I didn't know that. But yes. Her laptop pings a couple times as she comes back with water and hands it to you. Finally, some good fucking food. Bottoms up, you take a sip and she turns her attention back to you again. So, okay, so this is my living room. Couches, shitty laptop, etc. Couches are semi-new, but the laptop... She trails off like she's trying to think of a descriptor for something to say about it. This thing's so old my ancestor probably used it, but I haven't gotten the new desktop the government agents are bringing in yet. And I'll probably still keep this because the newer tech did better tracker, which sucks. Maybe they'll bring me my game when they bring the computer. How fun? Honestly, you think the whole tracker system is a little weird personally. Right? I don't think the government deserves to know anything about me. I used to hardcore advocate for the government, ironically enough. Then I realized that I had favorable treatment, and I was like, that's fucked up. Do you know what psionics and telekinesis trolls get treated like? It's super fucked up. You don't actually. You think you've... Fuck. Sometimes my hand just like hits against my tracker pad, and because it clicks, it's like, time to go. You don't actually. You think you've established enough times you don't really know anything but basics about trolls despite being one. Almost like you were just projecting your form and someone else was making choices for you. Haha, that's silly. My friend told me all about how these trolls would go to Psionics hives to enlist him into the Empire's ranks early, and showed me documents of his Luci refusing to let him enter until he was sent off planet. What about the ones that had their Lucis taken out in the fires, the raids? There's no way a troll under 10 sweeps would be able to handle war. That, holy shit, that's so fucked up. You genuinely don't know what to say. Yeah. And there were other things, but either way, fuck the government. And I could say that. If they want a good word with my ancestor, they have to let me say whatever I want. You cheer with her a little weaker. You're absolutely able to be taken out by... You're absolutely able to be taken out. You don't have the ancestor immunity. Another ping draws her back to her computer. Keyboard typing noises. You glance at some of her paintings again while putting down the water cup. This is a visual novel. You have to imagine, okay? You try to think of anything to ask her to keep the conversation going, but she beats you to it by closing her laptop. Nenzi's in their match now. What would you like to do? That was something you could ask about. You ask what Nenzi exactly does. Oh, they wrestle underground for a bunch of different things, like money or items. I never get to see them because, you know, gotta stay inside. I don't know exactly what those items are, but they always have new treats to bring home to make, which I'm not complaining about. I love their cooking. They won't teach me after my Gator Date bread debacle, though. Gator Date bread? Somehow that sounds tasty to you. Right? It was going so well, but I fucked it up. One day I'll have my silly little revenge. Actually, you have an idea. You proposed to her that you could both. In Jude's case, you just proposed to her. Alright, will we make a Gator Date bread, or go see Nenzi's wrestling match? Dude, proposal. Like Knife Man? Like Knife Man? Bread sounds like fun. This is true. Would we like to go with bread then, gamers? I miss Knife Man. I miss him too. Wait, dude, you're gay! Make Gator Date bread. That sounds like a great time. This is my bread-making revenge arc. She starts moving around and picking things out of her kitchen for bread. And she grabs a red and blue Gator Date from the fridge. You ask if Nenzi gets all these things for her hive. Oh, yeah, since I can't go anywhere, Zizi picks up whatever we need. They've been living with me a long time. It's just the way things work, honestly. Although this is for their cooking, because they banned me from the kitchen. What? Could they do that? It's just a joke, but also I've set water on fire before, so heart emoji. Yeah, it's easy, like Nenzi. They are in love and they stay in love. There's no like, oh no, what a tragedy, they're broken up. They always stay in love. How did she even manage that? You start opening up the flour to make bread. Ingredients. Not supposed to turn up the heat to save time on mac and cheese. It reminds me of the time I made mac and cheese on call with Josh. And I was like, how the fuck do you boil water again? And I was pacing around my fucking living room for like 20 minutes. And then they were like, you know, you could just put the noodles in, right? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I am the smartest person alive. Another win for the lesbian. This is true, they just... Listen, I know like relationships sometimes just like don't work out in medias and stuff. And it's like, oh, some parts of the media, it's like, oh my god, well, maybe it's just like them falling out of love, falling into a new love or whatever. But like, I just want to see media where like two people are badly in love and stay in love, like Gomez and Morticia. Nobody told me that was in the rules of cooking. You laugh a little. 6 million degrees for cookies to cook within a second. That's how I thought it worked, didn't you? You shake your head. Your Lucis had taught you from a young age that you should never do that. Didn't hers? Her face falls. Actually, no, I didn't grow up with my mom. I met her around like when I was 4 sweeps old or so. Which probably sounds weird, but that's the way it is sometimes. Was it? You hope that doesn't come out rude, but you generally never heard of that happening. You're helping her mix up the dough ingredients at this point. I also want them to be happy. It's actually more common than you'd think. Lucii have been diminishing because of the wild, unpredictable weather for a long time, unfortunately, and the government uses that to their advantage. So whenever that happens, they'd just take the rest of the grubs and bring them in until more Lucii come around. And their favorite thing was genetically testing on us. And that's where they figured out I was a descendant of a god. Apparently it has something to do with my blood typing or something. So I had to stay there even longer than everyone else because we don't have a Lucis for you yet. Like, bullshit, you just want all the descendants to yourself. I don't want to be my ancestor. I don't want to change the world in that way. And neither did Aniana, but she still got to leave before me. She pulls at her sleeves a little, then goes back to beating up the dough. For someone who's setting boiling water on fire, this was going incredibly well. Fuck, man. She pulls the now formed dough from the bowl and splits it in half. She hands you half, and you start eating it while looking at her concerned. Gomb, mom. Yeah. I made this before I decided exactly how Aniana's story worked, so I'll have to remove a couple lines there. But essentially it was changed. It used to be 2012 skinny Aniana, like that one edited Shane sprite, please! Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. But yeah, it used to be that like Aniana was like also like discovered, oh, you're like a descendant, but it's obviously changed now, so I have to go back and edit that later. I thought I had taken it out already, but you know, last time this game was fucking updated within March, or technically April, so that's on me. I'll fix it in the next update, but that's just a little context. Looking at her concerned. You didn't know anything about this until now. What the hell was happening? Who was Aniana? Aniana used to be my neighbor on the underside, as we called it. She is a descendant of God, yet here's the context to it. She's a descendant of God too, but because she was so easygoing and didn't fight back, they let her go earlier than me because they trusted she wouldn't act out. I haven't seen her in a long time because, well, obviously I can't go anywhere, and I doubt she's able to go anywhere either because she's not the rebelling type. You continue to eat in silence for a bit. You don't really know what to say. So the context is like, they still like did the testing or whatever on Aniana, but they couldn't figure out her like blood type because she's a breath player. So it's just kind of like it's either there or it's not. And because she's a maid, it's like there's nothing there. So they were just like, all right, whatever. We don't give a shit about you. So she's just like, she used to genuinely be her neighbor though. They used to live next door and they were like friends. And then Aniana's house burned down, and now she lives in the forest. You continue to knead in silence for a bit. You really don't know what to say. There was a constant weight on this troll's mind, no matter what she did, huh? Constant thought of freedom, but never being able to go anywhere. Having all of her movements tracked, heavier than everyone else. Being counted on to be the savior of the world because she's a descendant of a long-forgotten god. It all sounded like so much. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off like that. You sure it's okay while tucking your kneaded bread in to rest for a few minutes? She clearly had a lot going on that she couldn't get out properly because of the government breathing down her neck constantly. There's literally no need for it. I don't want to pick up my first ancestor's religion and continue it. I just want to be me. She's placing the bread a bit shakily onto a pan and putting it into the oven that was totally preheated, which you did not forget to mention. You ask her if it would be rude to wonder what they wanted from her. I'm expected to let myself be sacrificed to bring my first ancestor back to Vitirs. Holy shit, what? Right? It's so wild. I didn't sign up for this shit. But eventually they're gonna come for me and I won't have a choice or an out. Which is why I got into the rebellion. She whispers rebellion this time, like this time of all times. They're listening to her extra closely. They promised me safety if I joined, so I did. In a few months they're supposed to come get me, but before that, we're gonna storm the castle, all of us, and demand for freedom and proper rights. It's the only hope we really have left. Holy shit, you're taking up it's so much information here. Taking grubs for genetic test experiments, rebellion's plans, sacrificing yourself to let an old god exist once more. You tell her everything sounds so stressful. Yeah, it can be a little difficult to keep up with, honestly. Sorry for dumping all that on you. That was a lot. Sorry, my brother came in. Someone on Roblox called him gay. You sure it was okay? Keeping everything in like that wasn't good, and you're glad she got it out somehow. Thanks. No more thinking. Silence. No thoughts. Ever. The oven dings into silence, and she begins pulling out the bread. You're so glad bread takes like 10 minutes to cook. Like, genuinely. He came in, and apparently someone on Roblox was like, they're playing like the tag game. It's like murder mystery or something, and the guy was like, tag me if you're gay. So my brother like tagged him because he was like close and was just standing there. And then he was like, you're gay. This went way better than last time. Do you want to wish for a better world and eat this bread on the roof with me? You tell her you'd love nothing more. Bread. Man, now I gotta go back and edit Moraines for the next update. Bread ending. Yeah, bread ending. Alright. Now we click. Alright, skip. Do we want to see this one first, or do we want to get the other one first? Night, Jude. Have a good sleep. You deserve it. Thank you, I tried my best. That one? Alright, we're gonna do this one then. Jude is gone. No more Jude broken heart. Alright, I'm back. You open your mouth and instead of your name, everything else on your mind spills out. How you'd met her Pale Quadrant, what up in the mountains, and how he wouldn't come back down because he thinks she'd forgotten all about him. It takes a couple minutes to explain everything, but eventually you're met with silence. Not even the grass shifts in the breeze. How do you know about me? You said you'd never heard about the planet's creation, and he's not a talky guy. You tell her about the photo album you'd stumbled across while you're looking at his Sonic games. A picture of her and an olive he still kept around. You describe him as much as you can in detail-wise and hope she'll believe you. She blinks at you. He's been ignoring my messages because he thinks I don't care? She folds her arm to comfort herself just like he had. But there's also no sprite for it, so you have to imagine it. Thank you. Falls down the stairs. Nenzi's messages too? I tried so hard to be a good Moirail, and yet he completely abandoned society and didn't tell me? Did he think about the consequences? I thought he was dead! I thought he was dead and grieved losing my best friend every day for the past almost complete sweep. Then her demeanor completely changes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be mad because this world is imperfect and impure. I'm to lead it in the right direction, therefore I should be angry at myself for not taking the proper action. She thinks a little bit after that. What even was that? She sounded robotic. Like a pre-planned apology? Thank you, but I need to go now. She keeps her eyes shut on the ground. Instead of going back to her cottage, however, she starts leaving her hay field. You don't know what to do besides ask where she's going. To find my pale mate. She still doesn't look at you. She disappears into the trees and doesn't come back. Your head is too swimmy to follow her. Even if you wanted to, the trees would get you. That was the last time you'd ever seen Moraine. You should have respected what up wishes. Gone. Leave. Bing, 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 bing. All of my characters are so sad. Introduce yourself, and then we're gonna go to the other one. Go see Nenzi's wrestling match. What if you both went to see Nenzi's wrestling match? I don't even know where the arena is. Did she know anyone that did? Actually, I might. 1 second. She opens her laptop again and begins typing. Nancy's Moirail is one of the council members of the rebellion. I don't have her V-tag, but I can get Mr. Toon to get into contact with her because I know for sure she knows where the arena is. She's narrating not only to give context, but to make sense of it in her mind. Good for her. Good for her. Not a joke. It's from me. I put all of my issues into a little fucking bowl of Skittles, and I offer each of them like the bowl, and they take a fucking handful. You as a player, however, don't really know what the hell is going on. She looks so excited though. Her fingers are bouncing all over the keys so fast, and she's flapping her hands a little. They love you. They all love you, Twinkle. They are like, wow, Twinkle Gaming. That's my favorite streamer. She's flapping her hands a little. Bing. Okay, we're back. We're taking a back alley and looking for some troll. Okay, honestly, he's not very specific. He just said you would know who by seeing them. Bet. You've never been to Arena before, but this is very exciting for the both of you. She closes her laptop once again and goes to peek out the one of her front windows. Okay, we're clear. Let's go now before we can't anymore. She pulls you out the door and you both head down the long, stretched out hills down into the city. As soon as there's no dirt under your feet, she pulls you into a back alley and checks her phone again. I don't think the troll we're looking for is here yet. She glances around and honestly you agree with her. There were a couple of burgundies and maybe a bronze or two, so you both fit in fine, but nobody was approaching you. Maybe we shouldn't have done this, I'm so nervous. Why was she nervous? Wasn't Nenzi in her quadrants? She continues to pace around. Maybe nervous isn't the right word, but I can't think of the right one. Being out of my hive is making me nervous. You sure everything will be fine? You were going to see Nenzi, nothing bad would happen at all. Ever. Maybe you're right. Maybe I just need to get used to being out again. As to Spirit, you tell her. Speaking of spirits, you both turn as if sensing something. An almost ghostly-looking troll is approaching you. Their feet glide the floor as if they're floating, and they're definitely approaching fast. Holy shit. Dechia, my beloved. So the thing with the music switch is Dechia is a bard of heart. So unknowingly, they just like fucking insert their own theme into other people's songs. So there's going to be a track specifically for Dechia interacting with everyone. So this is like a mashup of both of their themes. But obviously Dechia's actual theme won't be seen until her route. But I've played it before on stream. The best troll visually. Honestly, peak design is Dechia. Here. Full. Oh, God, they're also like fucking 6'4". They are my tallest troll in this session. Thank you. Jusky's lab coat. Actually, please. Actually, I do have some secrets to do with all the rest of the trolls' routes and stuff. Anyway, we'll move on. Holy shit. Dechia? Miss Lowen? It's been so long. Dechia doesn't say anything, nor can you see their mouth behind their mask, but you can tell she's smiling. How have you been? You feel like you're missing out on something. Characters interacting and knowing each other out of your vision? No thank you. Dechia doesn't seem to say anything still. That's good to hear. Oh, Chia, this is my new friend. They're coming with me to see Zizi in the arena. And she looks at you. This is Dechia. We're in the Rebbe together. You tell Dechia it's nice to meet them. And you hear a voice in your head. Nice to meet you too. You're a bit thrown off for a second, but you blink and get over it. You tell her you like their dress. Also, their little face includes their third eye. Thank you. So, Rez sent you over here to lead us? She nods and waves her hand as a yes, please follow. So you begin following. You avoid the garbage cans and extra stuff laying around. There's a lot. I just love making like custom, custom little emotes. Hold on, maybe I can like type it in chat, but there is a character, there's a couple characters actually. One of them has a mask, that is like the doom symbol on their face, and their emote is this. And there's another one with only 2 pupils and like 2 smiley faces, so their smiley face goes like this. I just like making little faces. So how's everything with you and Rez? Have you told her yet? They don't look amused. Are you doing the Fortnite emote, please? Maybe I am. Just asking. You trek through the alleyways with them as they make small talk. You phase out and don't really pay attention to it because you're realizing how tired you are. This was definitely a new friend opportunity, but you just couldn't find the energy to care. You're sure Dechi's a nice troll, and making friends was fun and all, but if you keep doing this, you were going to pass out at some point. Marine mentions something about someone named Rez and Nenzi, and we're here. You don't know if you'll ever get used to their voice surprising you in your own mind. You all stop and you're definitely somewhere. The alleys around here are deep and make the city seem so big. There's some hopefully just paint all over the walls outside and a metal door a few feet in front of you. I need to get going now, but I'll see you later. Nice seeing you again. I leave and Marine cinders herself again because that's how this works. Bye Chia, good luck with Raz. She turns her attention back to you. Okay, I think we're ready to go in. Still nervous, but no time to think. Was she always nervous going new places? Yeah, usually. I don't know why. Actually, never mind, I have a clue as to why. But it doesn't matter right now, because I'm gonna ignore all of my problems and go see my partner kick some ass. While avoiding the government for as long as possible, because fuck them. You open your mouth to ask if she's alright, but she's already opened the metal door and ducked inside the building. It's very dark in here. Only a couple lights line the floor, but other than that, there was nothing. I don't like the dark. Oh, she's behind you. You spin to look at her. Too many spots to get taken away in. This time you ask her if she's okay. Yep, perfectly regular over here. Oh, what's that up there? We should go check it out. You put a hand out to her and ask her again if she's okay. You know about the distract trick. You are a professional. I don't know, and the longer I think about it, the less I want to be awake. Oh, to sleep forever. You ask if she wants to talk about it. I'd really just rather not think, so no thanks. Your face must give away what you're thinking, because she retracts just a little bit. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe another day, over some gator date bread or something. Haha. Right now I just want to see my partner. Fair enough, you tell her. You hope she's well. She just gives you another probably forced smile and heads farther down the hallway. There's music at the end and sounds of a tussle. The room at the end of the hallway lights up and reveals at least 100 trolls in the surrounding seats and dipped in a circle with 2 olive bloods throwing multiple punches a mile a minute. They're both doing rolls and throwing discarded weapons and trying to use the walls to advantage by running along them. At some point a dice roll happens on the giant screen above the arena and lands on missiles. And then some of the giant missiles the drones have launched get around the, And then some of the giant missiles the drones have get launched around the arena? You duck down with the rest of the crowd because, behind you to avoid anything and everything. What kind of place is this? Some missiles crash into the shitty seats drawn behind you. That would explain why they look like that. The 2 olives are still going at it, clawing at each other when they can. How could they ignore the explosive left and right like that? Maybe it's in the job description or something. Looking down at the fight, you try picking out which one Nenzi is. You think they're the one with long hair? Is that even ideal for fighting? You duck another missile. Moraine, on the other hand? She's staring down with wide eyes, looking so incredibly excited, even though you've seen this sprite before. He's cheering along with the crowd, who has no fear of the missiles. They're kind of diminishing in numbers at this point, which is ideal for you and everyone else. She looks so genuinely happy. Maybe it's the fact she's free from the responsibility of being the world's savior in some way. Or it could be she really likes fighting, you don't know. Either way, you think this is a win. Winning doesn't always mean talking about traumatizing events. And you also just can't force someone to talk about about feelings or things that are bothering them. You look down at the olives fighting again. Do you think you're happy do you think you were happy with where this went? You hope Moraine is too. This is my friend's Trollsona. I compressed him a lot because I thought it was funny. Here, let me move this. They're in love. They're absolutely in love. Yeah, compressed. Compress the Jusky, please. There's only one more left. Do we want to do it? I don't know what, I don't know if it's late for you guys. Alright, I will get more water then, and I will leave it on the screen. Don't be shy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Alright, I'm back. Hold on, I'm gonna read chat. Very sad. This is true. All of them are sad. Cannot say it enough. They're sad. So very media. Consume your media scraps. Please. Manta Ray. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I think making characters is very fun. And I like to try and express how they are in all of my pieces. So, like in the comic and the game, I I want them to be expressed the same. And sometimes I worry if they're like the same. So I try to make them as individual as possible, which is apparently working. So thank you. The joke. It's gotta be working. Looks at Reaper. Please, Reaper, my beloved. Cheer up, my beloved. God. Hey. I know I haven't even gotten past like the 4th row yet, but I have a really big plan for Juskies, because Juskies is the very last one, so it's going to be the longest. And I would make a joke about how they're the Dirk of the session, but they are not a prince. They are a witch of blood. The prince is Soani, and he doesn't appear for another little bit. Excitement. This is true. Yeah, I'm trying. After I get out of the burnout, I will continue working and hopefully not get burned out again. Now that I know I have to fix any Marines, I'll probably get on that and then put it in the update. I hope to have Annie's done by earliest late July, latest like September, early September. if that makes sense. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, for Juskies, I have planned like a bunch of sprites of like the kids and everything, like Igloo Snowman and and Syrup Puddle and Jakku and Alanma and Mapio and all of the Glow Stick, all of the good ones. I have it planned. And I do have a couple sprites of Reaper. There will be kids. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever said this before, to you directly, but Juski's like a parent. No, they're like troll grubs. They're like very small. They're like 8, 9, and they're just like these little guys. Marisi, my beloved. I named Marisi and Seaboa after my some of my Pokemon in my teams. Seaboa is named after my Jellicent, and my Marisi is named after my Drifloon. No, Drifblim. Already cosplay. Please. I will tell you all that you want to know. I have so many things to say. I'm just not very good at verbally expressing what I am thinking or feeling exactly, but I am very good at typing. Because it gives me time to read it and be like, okay, yes, this is what I am trying to say. Anyway, I have more water. Bella's back here. Quick note before I get into this one. I released this in March 25th. And basically what happened is I was starting to hit like the burnout. Because WhatUp's route was started around January 6th, and then I finished his January 25th. Absolutely, Marisi would be an Ari main. Absolutely. And then Marine's route I finished on February 26th. So like a month later. And then I released the two together. And then I worked on Nenzi's like barely. And then on like the 23rd of March, like 2 days before I put it up, I was like, alright, I need to get this done by this time or I will die. Underside wiki, please. I would cry. I don't even know how to make a wiki. I mean, technically my game is a media that you can download, so maybe that's allowed. Maybe I can make one. Letter ink. Oh, letter inky, my beloved. Letter inky, my beloved. Who else is there? There's so many. Reaper, my beloved. Townie, my beloved. Whipped cream, my beloved. Grilled cheese, my beloved. Sayram, my beloved. Amkey, my beloved. There's so many. Jusky really just said, fucking, is anyone gonna make a giant found family? No. And didn't wait for a fucking answer and just made one. The baker. Sayram. One day I'll draw them all. One day. Yeah, Jusky is very, like, hands-on, like, I will do it. They push themselves always to, like, overwork, because they know if they go to bed, they're going to have, like, a terrible dream again. They always have bad dreams, they always have. It's kind of a consistent thing ever since they accidentally, like, released a god, but, you know, that's sometimes how it is. Just keep bleeding emoji. I wonder if I'm able to upload my, the emojis I got custom made by Landon on Twitch. That would be funny, because I do have Jusky emojis, WhatUp emoji, Marine emoji. Where was I again? Oh, yeah, I released this in March 25th or 26th. And I basically rushed it, because I was like, I have to or I'll die. This is what I set up for myself. And then I didn't like it. So then I worked on it for another full month, and I got to a point where it was like, okay, yeah, this is fun. This is nice. I kind of like this. And then I completely just like took a break and I haven't gone back to it since. Besides like little bits of Annie Anna's, and Annie Anna's a little bit odd because the most I know what to do with her is like you go grocery shopping together. But then for like Uslo, which is the one right after that, I know exactly what's going to happen and where and how and everything. But I just have to get through Annie Anna's first. Mackie cheese. Here you were once again, lost in your thoughts. You say that with love. You think it's very cool that you're able to wander into your brain so easily. So many things to think about, honestly, like the sky, the stars. Wow. Anyway, the show ended about 20 minutes ago. The show, of course, being two olive bloods fighting in an arena deep within the city for those who need to be caught up. Nenzi had won and bounded out of the ring with the confidence you wished you'd had, while flexing their muscles and grinning wildly at the crowd. Everyone was screaming and yelling, but in excitement for them. The match after that was a bronze and a burgundy blood, which you weren't too interested in, so sorry, Monarchs. So you had wandered back towards the exit again with Moraine after she'd tapped your shoulder. Chaos Emerald, my beloved. Oh. What a little man. I think I have some sprites drafted up for him, too. eBay legend. I have a couple, like, sprites that I haven't finished. But I shouldn't be finishing them right now anyway. I want to see the cartridge. I'll show off my all the finished ones I have in the game files. And like the secret art I put in there. But I can't show off the unfinished sketches yet because I don't I'm still deciding on like certain design aspects for certain characters, and I don't want to be like, here they are, and then like later they show up and it's like, that's not them, they look way different, if that makes sense. But I will show you all the secret stuff I have put in here already. She'd apologized and said she had to leave now because it's something to do with government agents, which is understandable. She knew all about that the best, so you waved goodbye to her, and she'd run out of the still early night of the tears. Before she said that, though, she asked you to say hi to Nenzi for her. So that's what you were doing. That's what you were still doing here, looking for Nenzi. Towards the entrance, you figured out there was a door that got trolls to the backstage of the arena. It took a lot of searching to find, and you were very confident it was the right way. When I buy the Underside art book, I'll see the concept art anyway. Might as well show us now. Please. The 9-year-old's beefing! Oh my god. They will. They will in comic, they will in, familiar, in this game. God. Syrup doesn't even do anything. Jakku is just like, fuck you. I hate you. But also, to be fair, Syrup accidentally, like, consumed Jakku's, like, best friend, so he's still kind of pissed at them for that. But oh my god. Why were you so confident? Because it was clearly labeled as arena enters this way. You were much more absorbed in doing a favor for your new friends rather than your funny little idea of looking at the remains of your hive too, so... Yeah, consumed! Okay, for context, here. So, Jusky made 14 mutant trolls, and what happened is it was like a machine, and when they were cleaning out the machine, they were trying to get a lizard out of there, and they had just, like, washed it with, like, fucking soap and stuff. And what happened is, like, the machine started up, and it just fucking, like, made Jakku. So he's the oldest. He's, like, a little lizard guy. But they made 14 of them. Because after the first one, they were like, bet? No, they, like, merged together. So, because of certain attributes, they can't all be in the same, like, test tube or whatever, or like the floating goo, you know what I mean, suspended in liquid. So because Syrup and the other little like guy were both like irradiated and like sludge, made out of sludge and like obstacles and stuff. What happened is Syrup's body, Syrup's blood kind of has a mind of its own, and it just kind of like fucking like ended up merging with him. They were very small. They were very, very small. And he basically just like, the body was just like fucking decomposed him and then took his extra legs, and now like the big legs they have on the back of them, those were his. So every day Jakku has to look at him. Yeah, exactly like eating a twin in the womb. Exactly like that. But so Syrup got like these big legs. Like, you know that one scientist lady in Spider-Verse? They walk around with those. And their body is also very slow, so they have to keep themselves refrigerated. There's a lot to unpack with Jusky and their little made-up grub mutant children. But so Jakku has to look at Syrup every day, see those legs, and be like, "Those were my best friend. I hate this guy. I'm gonna beat them up." Syrup is also a thief of time, like Murret, but also not Murret. You know what I mean? Honestly, you don't have a clue to how you missed it earlier, but maybe it was the fact you shouldn't have been going in here before hanging out with Moraine, like it was a secret until the next level was selected. Nah, that's silly. Things don't just randomly show up based on what you were looking for, like some quest activated in a video game. You shake your head to brush your thoughts to the corner of your mind. Then you go to push the door open and... What the hell? The door swings open and it bashes into someone. Shit, you stumble through the door a little to get to them. You apologize, you hadn't expected the door to swing that fast. Then you offer a hand to help the troll up. It was the least you could do, but holy shit, man, you weren't expecting anyone to be there at all. And also weren't expecting a steel door to be so light. V is wearing a very large sweater with a jade symbol on it, and a tall spiky boots. You swear V looks familiar though. Like maybe you'd seen them in a dream or something like that. They roll their eyes. God, yeah, I can't fucking stand this door. One gentle breeze and it'll kick your ass. He takes your offer and stands up. He doesn't look hurt or anything. I mean, you hope not. You wouldn't be able to handle a lod suit after all. Okay, I'm glad you know what I mean. Sometimes I describe things and it just doesn't work out. I'm gonna move it here just because this. Fun fact, this is a little symbol of Bamrez, my beloved. You'll see her in a bit. But it's supposed to be like a little note, and it just has her sign there. For what? I will not say. I mean, you hope not, you wouldn't be able to handle a lod suit after all. And it's fine, it happens more often than you'd think. Epic mode. Well, not about the door part. That didn't sound good at all. In fact, it sounded like it hurt a lot, considering what it was made out of. Why the hell is this door so made of steel anyway, but so light? Who the fuck made this place and was like, guys, I have the coolest idea ever, we have to do this, trust me. Yeah, no shit, and honestly... Also, if you don't know about the door, that you're obviously new here. You step away from the door with Burr to continue this conversation because you really don't want to be next on the door's hit list. He pulls up the side of her hoodie and looks at her nails while you talk. You fiddle with the bottom of your shirt. So are you like signing up or just wandering back here? You tell Vim you're looking for an Enzi. Big olive, long hair, and really likes bugs. Just fought a match and won. Honestly, the lighting in this arena was super shitty. It was really hard to see anything knowing any of their defining features besides muscle and ponytail. You're hoping V knows him. Them. So you're a fan then? God, you guys are always coming back here. They have enough of a fucking ego already. Stop feeding into their bullshit. What? You tell Ver that actually you were here to say hi for the red mate. That was it. You weren't a regular fan or anything like that, just simply doing your friend a favor. He stops for a moment. The air conditioner is very loud in here, but you're sort of grateful because the seats in the arena got very warm very fast. You can only imagine how it was for the fighters. He speaks up after a second of thinking. Oh, the bronze they always talk about? Yeah, Moraine. She was very neat and also your new friend. You just saw their match with her. Cool. If that's the case, then all you gotta do is go down the hall here and to the last door. Now watch out, I'm leaving. You step back and thank for as V pushes past you. He probably has some place to be to get it. You avoid the door skillfully by standing far away from it. That is your strategy. The door loses to this plan easily because it is a door and can't move beyond its hinges. You then begin your way down the hallway, following the funny little paint splatters on the floor. Actually, thinking about it now, it probably wasn't paint, and now you're looking up from the floor because you don't like that thought. Last door to your left. You think that's what V said? You never You were never good with verbal directions because honestly you got them mixed up a lot. Down to the end of the hallway. You're pretty excited to meet Nenzi, considering you knew quite a bit about them despite never meeting them formally. They liked bugs and kept terrariums in Marine's hive, had been friends with What Up and were dating Marine Red. They wrestled to earn things like money for sweet treats because they like to cook. You stop in front of what you assume is their door and confidently knock on the steel door. It was like the one you'd entered when you got here, so you step back hoping not to get hit by it. This was Marine's red quadrant. You'd be perfectly okay. Silly door. The door clicks opens after just a moment, like they were waiting for you. And luckily you didn't get hit by the door because it swings inside and not out. By the way, you see this, see how this, like, board is unshaded? I left it like that because I thought it was funny, and that's it. That's literally it. Also, the backgrounds, being different colors are supposed to be, like, references to, either their aspects or, like, their blood color. In What Ups, it was obviously, like, very blue. There was some yellows in there. But that's void. Fucking Marine had, like, the gold for the, Hope, and then had, like, a bunch of orange in her house. So for Nenzi was originally planned to be a Burgundy blood. Like, 2 years ago. They're my oldest characters, so they were once, like, red. So I thought it'd be cool to put this here. Also, the alleyway is purple because you meet Dechia there. You know what I mean. I thought it'd be fun. But yeah. I thought it'd be fun to do that. Also, their aspect, the opposite of their aspect is, time, because they're a thief of space, which is very fun. Thank you. I like to put little bits of information. Like, nobody would get this shit if I wasn't like, hey, look at this. But I like to put it in. The door clicks open after just a moment, like they were waiting for you, and luckily you don't get hit by the door because it swings inside and not out. Hello? Cat face. I wish I could say cat face out loud. I put so much thought into it. It's so true. I want it to be the best media ever. Thank you guys for being here. I'm having a good time. You open your mouth, but then immediately lose all of the nerve you had seeing them standing in the doorway. They were so tall compared to you, and their muscles made you a little more than nervous. A mumble hello comes out of your mouth while you take a step back. You were always terrified of anyone who looked like they could hurt you easily. Who are you? You fumble your words a little while they tilt their head at you. You nervously rub your knuckles together. Oh wait, I get it. You're a fan, and seeing me up so close is making you realize how fucking cool I am. It's cool, I get it all the time. Just so you know, I don't do pictures due to personal reasons, but I will fight you if you want. But you can't see me if I bash your head in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chili. Thank you, Twinkle. I like to make... I'm gonna have to make a note that I missed somehow. I'm just typing it into my phone. Hold on. Oops. Red route. Alright, there we go. She's painting her nails. Hell yeah. What color is she painting them? That seems to bring your voice back, because holy shit, you don't want to fight anyone, especially not them. You tell them while you don't doubt their coolness, you absolutely didn't want to fight whatsoever. Never ever. Due to your own personal reasons. Lamau, that was a quick surrender. You never agreed to it in the first place, hello? Is this really who Marine was in Reds with? She doesn't know yet. Understandable. Picking colors is hard. Sorry, Josh texted me. I forgot what I was saying. But, Nenzi is Josh's favorite character, for good reason. Giddy. They flex their arms confidently, move out of their doorways, shutting the door behind them. Not that you'd see much behind them anyway beyond bland walls, but you know. Nenzi's so fun too. They have a lot going on, but they hide it with such like a big confidence thing. All of my characters have a lot of like, I'm going to hide everything. Can you tell that my funny little classmate is Knight of Heart? I like you. You're gonna be my new apprentice. You literally haven't said much at all of them. In fact, it feels like they're taking up all the words right now. Your narrator main character role has been taken from you. Hide and seek. This is another funny thing that Nenzi is taking up all the words, as in they are taking space and filling it with what they want, filling it with themselves. Because they do that in the comic. Yes, this is true. Like, I think it's very cool that you remember stuff about my silly little games in my comic. I'm still working on that too. I'm working on the what is it called? The Flash that's coming up. It's a big one. It's taking a long time. Stuck out to me. I'm so glad. God, okay, the next part in my comic that has to happen is a certain person is gonna step in and be like, are you fucking kidding me? We can't even get 100 pages in without you guys fucking shit up. And then they revoke all of their rights. Just for a little bit though. Just so other characters can stand out. So Annie is such a fucking bitch. Because he just destroys everyone else's time. And the whole thing is that he's been destroying pages. So that everything seems jumpy and like weird. And then Nenzi like takes it back is like no, let's be plot relevant because I hate focusing on myself. And then it turns into this fucking mess. So the blank space person steps in and is like, you guys, are you fucking kidding me? And then it goes back to Moraine. She's the main character. Well, it starts off with her, but they're all the main character. As Nenzi says, they're the main character now. I'm sure you know this already, but I'm Nenzi Turret. Snow Leopard in the ring, because that's what it's always been. I'll show you all the coolest moves ever to defend yourself with. Okay, the defense aspect was really sounding good to you. Do you know how easy things could be if you had some sort of self-defense training? It's cool. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm so glad you like it. Probably at least a little bit easier. You could have protected your head better when drones were after you. Not that drones couldn't easily take you out, with or without those skills. Society. Actually, that reminds me. I promised Bamie I'd get her some spare junk today, and that's the perfect place to start with you. This they're also doing in comic. The whole thing is that it's like, you see them, while they're usually doing something that they do in comic. As in, Nenzi is getting Bamie some junk from the junkyard. Moraine is waiting on her mail. What Up is playing games and ultimately just being sad. Parts are perfect for lifting, and doing it for someone else you vibe with gives you even more energy. Because obviously you don't want to disappoint them. So buckle up, we're on our fucking way. Before you can even register what the hell was going on, you're already back outside with them. Spare junk? Bamie? Well, whoever she was, she sounded like she built things with that name. Which is a joke. You learned not to generalize. Promise. They spin and let their nails touch the side of the buildings, and you both walk farther into the city. Their claws leave marks. They're super sharp looking. You absolutely wouldn't want to get in between them and anything. You weren't very good with directions, but you're almost completely sure this place was near the edge of town. The walls had graffiti all over them. Lots of it was just saying stuff along the lines of, no more government. You get where they're coming from. All of a sudden they stop, and you stop with them, because they're the one leading after all. So what got you into watching fights in the first place? in the nicest way possible. You don't look like a fighter at all. And trolls usually jump at the chance to fist fight me. Unless you know me from somewhere else. I have to make a note to also get that. Spain without the A. Spin. Nenzi's quirk is like the hardest for me to remember for some reason. And it's probably because they've gone through like so many quirks. I had to change it for this game because it wouldn't show up. Like even Decia's quirk can't show up because I put in like the funny little brackets, but those are coding brackets, so if they show up then it's like they won't show up in like dialogue because of the way the game is made. But it's okay because the whole point of the direct brackets is like that's them speaking in your head. Alright. Oh, okay, we gotta decide. Should we tell them Moraine says hi, or that you're new to the scene? Moraine, my beloved. Sorry, 1 second, I'm scrolling through something. Alright. Tell them Moraine says hi. You tell them actually he'd met Moraine and come here to tell her come here with her to see their match, so you weren't a fan like they thought. She'd been so excited apparently because she hadn't gotten out in a while or something. You're still very confused about what was going on with her. She got to see the tail end bit of it, but that's still a lot. You also liked it a lot if that made any difference to them. Their eyes widened and their body language immediately changes from I will fight everything right now to I love my girlfriend. Moraine got to see my fight. Did she like it? You think for a minute back to how genuinely happy she'd look. She'd been smiling throughout the whole time you'd been hanging out with her, but none of the grins were as genuine as when she saw them in the dip down arena fighting their heart out. You'd think she was in love with them. Not to out her feelings like that or anything. No way. Let's fucking go! Where are the O's going? Their sudden shout startles you a little. Their words even went off screen. Holy shit, you didn't know that was possible. Does that mean she's your friend? You would hope so. She let you into her hive. Hold on, did I? Yeah, I did. Just checking for quirks. Because even though I made an updated version for Nenzi, I still missed a lot of their quirk. You would hope so. She let you into her hive and had offered to let you sleep on the tallest, softest grass in her hive's bounds. That's definitely gotta be friend stuff, right? She even talked about making gator date bread with you. They physically go, ! 3 times. It grinned wildly, teeth and all. She even said the funny misspell. The funny misspell? What did that have to do with making fun-colored bread? No, silly. One time one of our old friends said gator date as like a word fuck up. So, obviously being the friends we are, we all started saying that. We stopped saying it after something bad happened, which is absolutely her business. You have a feeling you know what that business is, assuming the business was very small, gold, and had the full name What Up Broski. Then you absolutely had a clue to what it was. Forgot to put that there. Very small, gold, had the name What Up Broski. You absolutely had a clue to what it was. But if she said that to you, that means she's gotta be in a good mood. Which is good, because usually the whole stay-at-home thing always bothers her to no end. Thanks for being her friend. You blink a little in surprise because you never expected a thank you to come from them. Then tell them it's no problem. At all. Enjoy Moraine's company. Me too. She struggles a bit with connecting socially, which makes her upset. And being locked up like she is really isn't doing good things for her. And I can't always be there either, which sucks, but they trail off and run their hands through their ponytail. Unfortunately, there is no sprite for this, but trust me, bro, that's what's happening. You simply wait for them to finish because of their turn with the talking stick. So, really, thank you. It means a lot to know she's got at least another person to talk to. And that she won't be so alone and distanced from everyone. You know, a little. Being left alone that long, even with one person around, was not good whatsoever. If you were Moraine, you probably would have tried leaving town or something, but to be fair, you're not her. I'm imagining. Good. Imagination movers. Also, to be fair, the government had her under a magnifying glass, like she was a very small ant. Nancy seems to realize something because they raised their eyes at this. Oh, she's probably alone right now. I'm gonna go see her. It was nice meeting you, Minx Enos, but I have a wonderful girlfriend I need to go home and see. Thank you again. Find me on VChat, we can talk sometime. You blink, ignoring the fact you don't have a phone. You ask what about the junk for Bambi? She won't mind, I'll get her some tomorrow. Bye-bye. They disappear down the alleyway going full speed. They simply want to go see their girlfriend. Completely understandable. You start walking what you assume is the right way to leave the alleyway. It is not the right way. Oh, weird, great, your beloved. Wait a freaking minute. Wait a freaking minute. You stop in your tracks as your brain catches up to everything. The kid said, my beloved. How would they know your name? Let alone your last name. Freaking. It's so funny. That's them thinking of their girlfriend, and that's their drawn-on abs. That's how they draw themselves in comic, too. It's so fun. Alright. Watch how fast this goes. I'm trying to move the Twitch chat. So strong. You're new to this scene. You tell Nancy you were completely new to this whole fighting scene thing. A troll named Dechi had brought you here to see them in person fight, and you were really stuck in the match you'd seen with them. Oh, Bambi's partner. I like her, they're cool. Now that's completely understandable. Welcome to the scene. Excuse me. Fuck, I missed another S in there thing. We're like barely through this. We've only gotten one route of Nenzi, and I've already missed like 3 things of their quirk. There's a lot that goes on in and out of the ring, but all you need to really know is that I'm the best fucking fighter out there, and nobody can top my moves. You want to assume this is some sort of joke, but with the look on their face, it looks like a genuinely serious thing that they take super genuinely seriously. So instead, you give them a bit of a forced smile and tell them you doubt anyone could beat them at all. He also takes a step back for good measure, because fear. You're exactly right. Right, my good they them, my UN, my friend. What were they going on about now? They give you a look like you know, but you don't. You really don't. Anyway, I have lots of junk I need to collect, so we should go now. Now? You feel like you've just gotten here, like there was something missing from the previous 2 routes of friends you've made. I mean, what routes? You just made made friends, that's all. This is some type of game, this is real life. Anyway. Oh yeah, I totally get that. Come on, walk with me. They turn and start walking down the long alleyways. They obviously knew where they were going from the way they took odd twisted paths to get different places. You trail them as much as you can without getting too close. You look back every now and then to make sure you're still following them, but never get far enough away to the point that you're left behind. How nice of them! To the right, then to the left, and to the right. All these alleyways seem the same. You swear you'd seen that weird grate at every turn now. Still, you can't really shake the fact something is missing. Like something or someone is filling your entire inner thoughts with space. And space in this case isn't actually space, because you love space. It's very cool. You'd never be like, grr, space, ever. It's a vast nothingness that's weaved its way in your mind. Empty-headed. Like something else was demanding to have all of the lines and words and thoughts for itself or themselves. Like instead of being a main character, things were just happening to you, but in the side character way, and you were just yes-anding them. You're really tired. That could also definitely be a contribution to why you were feeling like that. You should probably grab a nap soon, honestly. No clue where, but you deserve it. Before you know it, Nenzi stopped at the end of the long alleyways, waiting for you. They're so muscly and strong, have you mentioned it enough yet? They could easily break one of your exoskeleton bones. Their hair flutters in the slight wind behind them to show that beyond the point, the area opens up. And that's exactly what this is, simply just a scene switch. Have fun. The area in front of you is open and breezy, unlike the city. The grass is a bit torched and missing in lots of spots, and the building is in front of you looks like it's going to collapse at any moment here soon, but honestly it was a nice little place, familiar looking too. The ground opened up to a hill cliffy thing cluttered with a lot of junk, and at the very end there was a metal fence that kept to keep people in the city, you assume? Either way, you step away from the edge, too close for your comfort, haha. This place is just off the park around the middle of town. Assuming you know where that is, of fucking course. I like it around here because it's really quiet and the architecture is super old-fashioned. You're into architecture? That is so cool. You personally never got into architecture, so you didn't have much to say on it, unfortunately. But it seemed fun. The closest thing you got was the Trolls 3, as in The Sims 3. Yeah, busting holes in old dead hives is a feeling like no fucking other. And there it is, said lovingly, I hope you're well, Nancy. You look down to make sure you're far enough away from them just in case they swing at something. You don't know where, but, what? But you like to be safe. It's safe to notice. I'm kidding, I don't like breaking them down more. I think it's super cool to see how other people live, or lived. Like, you got a carpeted kitchen? Tell me about that, you know? A carpeted kitchen? Gee, that was very odd. Did they actually find a place with a carpeted kitchen? Or know someone who did? Any juice spills would be stuck forever, immortalized on the kitchen floor. That one time you drank chalky milk. Actually, I knew a guy with one. Guess I should say no, because he's still alive, though. For now. You don't know what to say. Maybe you should try changing topics, but they continue on with malice in their voice. Him and his stupid fucking carpeted cabinets, and his stupid music that screams in my ears, and his stupid plants. You ask if they'd like to talk about that. There seems to be a lot of stuff going on there, and also you can't think of anything distracty or a different topic. Man, he's just a massive asshole. That's it. That's the post. We don't get along anymore, and he pisses me off. Was that bad romance you'd heard about? Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. He wishes I'd never. This is just platonic, wanting to rip each other's throats out. Ah, you understand. Actually, you really don't at all. How the hell did that quadrant even work? You barely understood it, and the more you tried to learn about it, the more confusing it got. Basically, it's like a rivalry. Have you ever seen Naruto? You shake your head. You'd never gotten to see it at all, but you knew, he was a fox? Damn, okay, fair enough. I also missed one there. I have to write that down. Have you ever seen Naruto? It's so funny. The main characters are rivals, but care to actually see each other thrive and grow. So, wait, did I put 3 ends? No, I put 2. So, when two trolls want to enter spades together, they gotta care about each other first. They gotta care to see the other grow in some way. It's not just grr, I hate you, let's kiss now. How media portrays it. Actually, a lot of media with spades romance is portrayed like that. It sucks. Not all spades, at least are red. Not all spades relationships have aggressive makeout sessions despite in which a low blood falls in love with a rainbow drinker and pursues a... God, I hate our movie naming system. That's a reference to Twilight. Robbie Patty might pull up it. You know how little as you listen. There's a letter to think about. Media being awful like always, and Naruto. You'd have to check that out sometime. It'd give you something to talk about with them. Obviously, you'd never been in any sort of quadrant with anyone, so you weren't completely sure on how they were supposed to work beyond what's shown in the media. You really like the ice cream troll at the park, though. In what way? No idea, she was just very cool to you, and you hope she's thriving because it's what she deserves. Most of the time she gets customers that are very angry and yelly, so you make sure to give her a very good tip when you got your allowance. Which you couldn't get anymore. Shit. Bella is bronze. I have a whole fucking, like, thing made up for, like, the High School Musical movies. Don't make me get into it. I have it all written down somewhere, but basically, Gabriella is, like, Gabrielle or something, and she's like a burgundy, and what's his name? Troy Bolton is just spelled a little bit funny, and he's an indigo. It's a mess. Understandable. If you find anything quadrant-wise in that, I wish you luck. Thank you, but you doubt it would go anywhere. You're too nervous to talk about to her. Beyond asking for an ice cream. Chocolate vanilla swirl with cookie crunch, please. I forgot how much fucking media references I put in Nenzies. Thank God someone would watch it. Chocolate vanilla squirrel with cookie crunch, please. That's how I was with my redmate Moraine. Really? You didn't think they would be that type of person? Like, at all. In fact, they seemed like they'd be the super confident one in any quadrant. But what did you know? Not much. Thanks, it's the masks. But yeah, a long while ago when I was only fighting for a few months, she came and saw one of my matches. It was a much smaller ring, before the big move a couple months ago, but back then Moraine was still allowed her freedom. So she sees my match and I run into her outside and she's like, wow, you were so cool, do you want to go out sometime? And obviously I said yes. I was so nervous for a long time about it, and then bam, just clicked. I was safe to be me with her. And the rest is history. I love her so much. That's so sweet. A lovely story to hear. She sounds like she had so much confidence. She did, but the government's really taken it away from her. I love her very much, that will never change, but I worry for her a lot. She won't tell me why they've been getting so involved with her. And that's really fucking worrying, you know? Usually means something terrible considering what the big old government is like. You notice they fall silent. They run their fingers through their hair as you try to think of something to say. Something distracting, perhaps? Instead of jumping into government stuff, you don't have many opinions on the government beyond not liking what they do, but you don't have the confidence to say that out loud. Junkyard, that's it, the junkyard. This was definitely a junkyard. It looked junkyardy and strange. You look around a little at all the pieces of metal and pipes and sightings to old hives. Odd how this was clearly an old hives area, but there was tons of garbage and junk thrown around its premise, and because it was abandoned, it had just become the next trash dump. Before you can open your mouth to ask about it, though, they come back from their thoughts. Oh fuck, I accidentally skipped over. That's enough of a peek on the inside. I'm so fucking epic and cool. Let's not disappoint Bambi. She wants the biggest metal plates possible for her projects. Oh, okay. You watch as they go over to a big pile and just start pulling pieces up and out, no problem. You walk over to a smaller pile and attempt to copy them, but this stuff is very heavy. They are in love! Moraine and Nenzi are in love. And they will stay in love. They swing multiple pieces over their shoulders with no problems as you struggle to even move a small broken engine. You can tell it's broken because it's smashed to pieces. Picking up the pieces is also a dangerous game to play though, because you don't want anything to dent or get stuck in your hands. They look over to you after a few minutes of sorting out the decent pieces you could probably hold and hop over excitedly. Oh, she'll love that. Good find. Did I miss one there? Hold on. No, I didn't. Now I'm just like, I gotta check them all. They pick it up easily too, and move it into a smaller pile they've made so that they know what they're taking back to whoever Bambi is. I wish you had that strength, but you were built different, I guess. Actually, wait, it's something you could totally ask about to keep the conversation going. Who is Bambi? She's my Moirail. She likes building stuff, so I bring her pieces since she also can't go too far. And she gets discouraged really easily, so I try to be as encouraging as I physically can. But she makes really cool things. I wish you could see how epic she is, but it's sort of a work in progress. She did sound super cool though. You wish you could confidently build something epic and neat, like maybe a robot or something. A robot you could be best friends with it. Smiley face. Their name would be... Their name would be side character. Sidka Richter. This entire stream is just me laughing at my own fucking jokes I made in the game because I forgot I made them. Lots of people you've met seem to be stuck at home in some way thinking about it. What Up purposely keeps himself in a cave and around the mountains. Moraine is kept inside by the government, wishes, and now this Bambi lady is at home too. Even you didn't go outside much when you had a hive to go back to though, so you sort of get it. Honestly, the situations were way different than what you had. You were simply introverted. Oh, she's not at home. She's underground right now. Underground? You're completely lost now. Like Sonic Underground? If there was ever a time to be lost in conversation, it would be right now. You never once heard of an underground hive. How did the plumbing work? Could she still get water from the tap? You're silly. She's got an above ground hive, but the reason she's underground is because that's where the rest of the rebellion is hiding. They're a bit quieter with their delivery on the second part. A rebellion? Your mind races around a little before you open your mouth again. There's a rebellion? In this town? On this planet? All the fuck the government signs and drawings and walls were starting to make so much more sense. Hey, shh. Yeah, we call it the lemonade stand sometimes. Basically, fuck the government. We're gonna take them down pretty soon. Watch out, Empress. You're really learning a lot today. Spades fighting a whole rebellion against the Empress. Naruto. It's a very important informative day today. You think nap time should be very soon. Tired. They throw a couple more pieces of scrap onto the pile they created and then lift it all up above their head. So strong. You pick up a much smaller piece that falls from the top and they just grin at you. Thanks, lol. Let's get moving. Don't want to keep her waiting. You both begin walking back the way you came. Alley time. Their ponytail swings behind them as they walk. Wonder how the ribbon is so thin, squeezing the hair, but the end is so fluffy and out there? You don't think you would ever figure it out, even if you asked. Follow behind them carefully, because you don't want to surprise them and get squashed by the scraps, you know. You ask them if there was anything else they could say about the lemonade stand. They beam and adjust the scraps on their arms to make them more comfortable to hold before they start talking again. We're sick of all this chipping shit and being dragged off planet if we're incredibly exceptional. So we're gonna do something about it. Unfortunately not yet, though. There's this whole plan, so no palace storming yet. But I'm gonna be the one to rip the Empress's head right off her neck. Snap. You look around a little bit after realizing, wow, you could easily be caught saying this. They watch you before answering your own worries and thoughts. Oh, don't worry, nothing ever comes down here, so we're perfectly safe. Shit sucks being anything but a high blood, and all of those mid-bloods on the council, they're always overshadowed and nothing changes. The council? You had no idea what they're talking about. Holy shit, the Council of Four from Sonic Underground? You had no clue what they were talking about, but for what you know, if a mid-blood got treated more like a high blood, wouldn't they want others to have the same? Yeah, right, you'd fucking think otherwise, but they stop and take a deep breath after they see you stiffen up. You'd think otherwise. You appreciate the no more yelling heart emoji. Okay, since you don't know, I'll explain. Sweeps ago before you or I were hatched, the Empress made a new thing so the lower caste could have more say in big decisions. She was required to talk with them before all huge decisions were made for the better of the planet. Heiresses too, when they're put in power. Anyway, it was fine at first till that Empress died, and then the one that took over afterwards basically ignored that whole thing and just kills anyone that goes against her wishes. Lowest caste on the council is a teal. So we're gonna take her out along with the Harris. What did the Harris do? I don't even know who the Harris is actually now that you're thinking about it. Were you really just under a rock metaphorically for so long? Absolutely nothing. She's done absolutely nothing to help us. She disappeared publicly sweeps ago, then came back a few periges later with a new aesthetic like nothing happened at all. That's all she's ever done beyond just showed up and not speaking on anything. She obviously doesn't want to help. No more monarchy. Just vibes. You nod a little. There was no way the heiress wasn't allowed to do anything, so the state of the planet could also be placed on her plate, you suppose. Disappearing, though? What made her do that? Bit odd, since most wanted to be the center of attention from what you know. Wait, you're generalizing again. Shit. Exactly, I know you're right, she does. And nobody knows why she disappeared, nor she ever spoke about it. Whatever, not important. That's the plan for now. When was that happening? Was the plan to literally storm the gates? Would that even work when there was probably so many people there? Pretty much from what I know, and no clue. Obviously it was careful planning and shit I'm not in on, so I don't know all the details. We could ask Bammy though, she's one of the Rebellion's council members, so she must know a thing or two about it. Because the Rebellion also has a council. They thought they could do so much better than the Empresses. Wow. A whole palace to storm. That sounds definitely like a time. There was a drawbridge they had to get into or something? Yeah, it does, and nope, no moat. Would you be interested in joining? We could always use the extra help. Before you can tell them you're still a little unsure about it, a drone turns the corner about 10 feet away from where you're standing. Both of you stop your tracks immediately as it begins to scan for your ID chip. What the fuck? Apparently it wasn't safe. You watch as the chip in your leg is identified and numbers flash across the screens. You look over at Nenzi and there seems to get identified in their stomach. A loud siren begins to go off as it spouts things about crimes and more numbers before an arm begins to outstretch for Nenzi. You're terrified, but you think they might be more terrified. They aren't moving. You yell scatter to get them to snap out of it, and they do. You point behind you towards the junkyard and they look at you, then back to the drone. They drop the scrap metal at their feet, but instead of running or following your half-made plan of escape, they pounce right onto the thing. Hello? No fear. Get out of here already. You watch as they bash their fists into the drone's metal frame. Honestly, you're terrified. You didn't doubt whatsoever that Nenzi could take this thing by themselves, but seriously, hurry up. I was made to tear things apart. Alright, what are we doing? Okay, take your time. Isn't Kelly still painting her nails? Can she type? Do 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 do. She picks help. Okay. You can't just leave them here to fight all by themselves, no matter how much they insisted on it. You pick up a long piece of metal from the scrap they dropped like 5 seconds ago and run towards them and the drone swinging wildly. The piece you're holding smashes into the drone's robotic arm. You're not super strong, but at least a good dent. Much more than you were expecting, honestly. This is a win for you. What are you doing? They continue to claw and destroy the outer shell of the drone with their sharp claws while looking at you surprised. Like they were used to self-sacrificial things like this or something like that. You tell them you didn't want to leave them here all alone to fight this thing. You couldn't do that to them, even as they said so. They rebalance themselves and their smile comes back, while the drone screams and you get ready for another swing. Now let's beat the shit out of this thing. They claw, you bash, its hull eventually is incredibly dented and collapsed. It can't keep up with you and Nenzi's moves despite its attempts. It tries many times to hit its own hull into the walls to get Nenzi off, but they're riding on top of it like this is some bullfighting ring or something. You don't doubt they've done it before, actually. What a sight. That'd be just an olive holding on for dear life. He tries to bring out another set of arms twice, so you can technically classify this thing as a bug, but Nenzi grabs them and tears them right off. You also try something with electricity, but you smash a little orb on its head before it can launch any of that. You're weak to electric moves. You know all about Fetus Spawn's advanced hard emoji. You even take out its receiver that lets it call for backup, which is just a little antenna on its back. It was on its nut. Oh no, sorry, little six-legged bug drone. Eventually, it crashes to the ground and deactivates itself because of the damage you've done. No more thoughts. Hull empty. Hey, Bella. Nenzi slides off it and puts her hand up for a high five. You give him one because you think they deserve it, and also you deserve it. You did more than you thought you could. This really was an exciting day. Let's fucking go! This is plenty of metal shit for her stuff. She'll be so pleased. We were so fucking cool. They pull apart even larger pieces off the drone than what they took from the junkyard while you pick up the thin strip of metal again. You'd never exactly had like a weapon before for defense, but you really like this thing, plus it already had one epic win under its belt. You put it in your inventory for later, just in case you needed to protect yourself again. Damn, Nenzi really did teach you something about defense, huh? Or more like showed you in a random encounter. Even then, most of it was you reacting to shit. Thank you for that. The electricity would have totally taken me the fuck out. You tell him it's no problem at all, because honestly it would have gotten you too. Simply helping a friend out. Honestly, you were surprised you even managed to help them out, but you're glad you were able to do something at least. We're friends? Yeah, of course you were, unless they didn't consider you a friend. Shit, this was awkward. No, I definitely do. I thought you were scared of me. A lot of people usually are. But it's my own fault. I put on such a show of being a confident asshole. I totally can be, I'm aware of that. But fuck, man, everyone just wants to get away from me. I was literally waiting for you to just leave. And it's too late to stop that shit, because I've already committed so hard. Everyone would be like, what's wrong, Nenzi? And I've been told I overshare too much, so I don't want to accidentally dump all my stuff onto someone, like, right now. Fuck. They run their claws through the ponytail, so you sort of nod along to them. You still didn't know exactly how to comfort people. It sounded like they weren't having a very good time at all. They have that mask up when they were with Marin? Fuck no, she's my GF. When I have it up, she knows something's wrong. Only outside am I like this. They motion to themselves while hauling all that scrap. You wish you were that strong. You tell them maybe they should take a break sometime, just kick it at home. As a break from everything. But honestly, keeping up a whole different personality than who you actually are on the inside was something very costly, if that made sense. So being at home would mean no need for it if they feel safe. But if I don't do anything, then I'm useless and I feel like I'm taking up unneeded space. No such thing as being useless in a society that profits off their hard work. This whole society depended on trolls, but to do work, but like, has anyone considers sometimes you can't get yourself to work because you've done plenty and also shouldn't be expected to work? The night was made and people really chose to keep the rich as possible. Like, why couldn't everyone just eat leaves or something and hang out? They start laughing. I don't know if you can hear yourself right now, but holy shit, you sound tired and rambly. You confirm you're both of these things, but it still stands. You don't always have to be doing something. Taking breaks is important. Super important. Rest is also super important. Sleepy mode. Yeah, I gotcha. I'll spend all next week at home with Maureen, because I don't have my own hive law. Oh, solidarity. You'd shake their hand, but they're still very much holding all this scrap metal. You should probably go deliver that, huh? Oh, yeah, I should. You know where you're going around here? You shake your head no. You don't really at all. To be fair, you weren't good with directions, as mentioned at the very top of the script. It was a big part of your character, so that the player didn't feel left out of the loop in some way. Oh, I can bring you somewhere familiar. You know the park? Very well, actually. Probably the best out of anything. Used to go there a lot when you were much younger. Grub-sized. Oh, bet, me too? Here, come on, I'll bring you there, then I can bring these to Bammy. Also, you never answered my question. That sounded great to you, and yeah, haha. Oh, fuck. You begin your walk there with them as they hold all this crap as carefully as they can. You talk a bit more about the lemonade stand on your way there. You think you definitely made a new friend today. Even though it started out a little rough, you'd both gotten out all right. You walk even much closer to Nancy as you talk. And you know they noticed it, because they get even more cat smiley than earlier. Today was a good one. Nenzi, my beloved. Do we want to see the bad ending then? Friends. Bad ending time. That emoji. God, there's so much here. We gotta see all of them, this is true. Stay safe. You shout a thank you as you turn and book it back down the alleyways. You knew they'd be absolutely fine and simply meet up with you later. Probably. Your feet pound the pavement and your breathing is definitely out of whack as you turn corners as fast as you can. The metal clangs off of Nenzi hitting the drone disappear after a few corners, but you don't stop running out of fear. It's already called more to the general area. One drone was bad news enough, but 2 drones? Too many. As soon as you hit the junkyard, you stop in your tracks and look back to the darkness. This place was open enough that you felt safe. You definitely had options. Wait what feels like 5 minutes, and what feels like 10 minutes. Absolutely nothing but you and your own thoughts. Your brain is scrambling to keep them all together so you don't overthink your choice. Everything would be fine, you keep telling yourself, until you hear a scream. You don't know what it means in books when they say blood. You didn't know what it meant in books when they said blood-curdling scream, but you do. You do now. It was ear-piercing. You hold your hands over your ears even after it's died down, and then cautiously decide to head back in with the hope they're okay. It was all you really had left, even if it didn't seem like they could be. It's quiet. So very, very quiet. Not even a meow beast wanders by. Your feet kick at some rocks underneath you. Right, then left, then right again brings you back to where you'd last seen Nenzi. The junk is thrown across the floor even more than when you left, so obviously there was even more of a struggle than you thought there would be. You step over everything carefully, wander back to the edge of the alleyway where the street begins with a terrible feeling hanging out in your chest. There's still no sign of Nenzi, or the drone at all. You glance around a little bit more, but it's like they completely disappeared. The wind picks up a little as the bad feeling in your chest gets even bigger. Where could they have gone? Anyway, it's implied that they die. Gone. And that's the bad ending. They had their neutral ending like first. I decided to switch it up. Maybe I can show off the cool things now. Warnings. You want to see all the secret art that I put in it? As a treat? After seeing that Nenzi dies? Okay, let's see if I can... Here we go. There we go. These are all the sprites and everything, so we got like what I was saying, we got this is Adizan, he's a robot cowboy. We got the background. This is Bamrez. This is Bammy. She's so good. I keep them all together, but she's so cute. This is the image at the start. This is just a blank image. These are all the little icons for the game, so you can tell which character is which. Here, so there's Bammy's, Dechia's, Aniana's, Hesva's, Juski's, Kawia's, Moraine, Bammy has these little gears and like hammer in the back because she builds stuff. Dechia has ghosts because ghost, Bubbles. He's just got like little like um uh purple things in like reference to the fact that he's the opposite of Marine in a way. We got Jusky with like blood vials. We got Cowius with books, and there's also Duck in the book. Moraine, Nancy. This is Pensu's. She's got some fish. There's a tentacle there because her mom, like Lucis, is a octopus. This is Soani's. It's like half a poker chip, half the times symbol, and because he's very connected to the times and what ups. This is Uslow's. They've just got like the sun in the background and then like a T. Because they like tea. This is Circuit. This is Circuitry Board. Circuitry Board, my beloved. I love them so much. They're so good. They're a secret character. Like Adizan. And then here's more of Dechia. This is Ihani. She was voted for the first secret route, so she'll appear first. She's so cute. This is Aniana. She's very small. She's the next route. This is a secret art. This is protagonist. They're just hanging out. This is Garlus. Garlus probably won't appear, but this is Garlus, which is Soani's like most recent ancestor. They were a streamer. They're pretty cool. Protagonist, my beloved. Ugh. This is Hezva. He's a weird little bunny boy. He's the Redditor. Background, Jusky, my beloved. I'm really just going through all the files. That's okay though, I'm having a good time. Jusky, my beloved. Cowius, my beloved. That's just an image. That's gonna be a secret one. This is Marines. They're all like kept together. Because of the way I tagged them. Oh, this was a secret one. Originally it was Nenzi's good route was gonna end with like you hanging out with their bugs and stuff, so this is like a secret like what could have been. It looks at Jusky and looks at them again. Where did they go? There they are again. My beloved. They really just are peak design. Then we have all of Nenzi's. This is the background for What Up's route. It's all of the blue trees with like the yellow as in like is it gold blood. This is Pensu. Pensu, my beloved. I really just say, is anyone gonna design this femme-aligned character and then don't wait for an answer? She's so cute. Oh, Miss Harris. That's an ending. This is Soani. Funny man. Left to the trees. This is another secret character. Pensu's playlist, my beloved. This is another secret character. Her name is Utomi Aresia. She's pretty cool. She's also a secret character. This is Vimali. They were the one that appeared in... What is it? Nenzi's route, like at the beginning. They fight Nenzi a lot. They're pretty cool. So here's all of her sprites. What up, my beloved little man? This is the icon for the game. It's supposed to represent protagonist's hand holding the world, and all the world is like separated into different pieces because lore reasons. This is Uslow. Uslow is a funny little guy. Funny little creation of Jusky's. And that's it. There's no more images. But these are just the images. There's also like music in here, which is you can probably hear it right now. We go to game and then we go to GUI. There's the main menu, main selection, text boxes. this is for when protagonist is talking, like inner thoughts, and then this is when someone is speaking. Let's see what else. Captures pictures, audio, images. No, all of the stuff goes in images, so that's pretty much it. Hold on, I'm gonna switch back to this real quick. Close this out, and I'm gonna bring up my coding thing. Because I want to show you all the secrets. An antagonist. Shh! Don't spoil it. All right, here's my coding thing. So obviously I keep all my characters up here. It inserts most of their quirk, but usually I have to type it out myself. So we have like sprites. All of them have like their own little like what is it? Like shortcuts. And then this is volume 2. So this is Nenzi's route. I label it at the very top. We have screens, which isn't too interesting. It's just basically copied code because I'm not very good at coding, but I try my best. What else do we have? We go to not this one, but we can. Where is it? Fuck. It's in one of these options, GUI. I think it's in screens. Yeah. I think. Probably not, actually. I'm not very good at navigating my own thing. Custom screens, that's it. So here I'm able to like adjust, what is it? Thank you, I'm trying my best. So here is, the code I just showed is for the warnings, like these. So I can edit it, anything I want into it, and it'll show up. I also have all of them like set up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, image button, here we go. So if I were to, let's say, erase a couple of these, like all of the hashtags, for example, and then I press save, and then I went back to my game, and then I hit Shift R, everything will reload, and then I should. Now Justkeys is there, which is pretty fun. And I do have everyone's sprites inserted and stuff, and when you click, it just says like something funny. So Jusky says, "Fuck righty off." Man. Sometimes it does that. Oh, Protag has metal arms because I designed them that way pretty much. That's really it. The whole thing is that like sometimes sometimes I made up this thing that was basically just like sometimes what is it? Sometimes the little grubs that get born are just like missing legs, and then when they actually grow in, like the big trolls, they're like missing limbs. Like Nenzi has that. Nenzi's missing limbs. I want to open this again. Images. Here we go. Because if we go here, Nenzi also has robotic legs because they were born without like a set of legs. Protagonist was just born without the arm portion, so they have robotic arms. What else is in here? So if we click on some of these, like Uslo is just like not yet dummy. Um, it's supposed to just like show off a bit of their character. Pence's like, I hope you forgive me, but now's not the time. Listen, I get I'm the coolest fucking guy around, but now isn't the time for me yet. From So Annie. And Headspace just said, out of everyone, you choose this guy? Seriously? Um, and then Volume 5. And then Bamraz is just like, hi, you're not supposed to be here right now. Bye bye. Uh, and then Callius is just like, not right now, I'm busy as fuck. And then Dechi is like, now's not the time, but I hope you come back and see me soon. So I put like little bits that are supposed to represent their characters at least, just in case. Um, just in case. Real bit. Um, that's pretty much it. We've gone through pretty much everything. Um, hopefully I'll have Annie Anna's done soon, but there's only like 300 lines of code or something for her, and I usually like to give at least 750 to 800, so it's gonna take a little while, but it's on its way. I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good. If you ever have any questions, please. I am begging you at this point. Just let me know. Just be like, hey, question. You know, I will answer it. Of course, I had a great time. Thank you for joining me. It's been 3 hours and a minute. You will have your notebook eventually. When will Amori take over for the Mount Rushmore? Why are they rushing? Where are they going? 3 hours and 1 minute. No, it's at 2:59:23 right now, so soon. It'll be 3 hours in like a little bit. Rush less morons. Amori soon. Hopefully. Is moron censored? Oh my god. No bullying. No bullying. Please. This is like freaking. So far, you cannot say kiss or moron. Transgender. Please. We are figuring it out. We have bypassed Twitch. Transgender. Please. Ugh. Alright, well, I don't have very much else to say. And also, my mom's going to bed, so I should probably stop the stream. But thank you for showing up. I had a very good time. When I get more done, I will definitely stream more. Cannot stress enough. Thank you for being. This emote exists, but we can't say it's transgender. Please. It's because Pride Month's over. Of course, I had a very good time. Okay, I'm going to stop it now. But they washed away the fact that transgender. You can only say transgender in June. Bye.